Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to Moulton College, where we'll be kicking off very shortly with the afternoon's lifting. My name's George Matson with Wired Up Media. Those of you who stuck with the stream, thank you very much. We had a feeling that something funky was happening with the stream whilst we were away. I wonder if a cable perhaps has been knocked at this end or something similar, but thank you for sticking with us. Thanks for still being there. Everything should be smooth sailing from here on out, touch wood. So we'll be kicking off very shortly with the afternoon's lifting. However, I'm going to briefly leave the stream quiet while I go and nudge that camera, which definitely has taken a knock. Forgive me, ladies and gents, we had a bit of an influx of people quite rightly wanting to get down to the front and support their lifters while they were on the podium earlier, and I think we might just be dealing with a little bit of a human interaction with some of my kit. Won't be long, with you in a moment. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm joined, of course, by the absolutely wonderful Joe Wiley.
Hello.
Hope everyone is well. We've had a bit of running around, haven't we, Joe? In the gap, we've been fixing macros on scoring laptops, and I've been fixing my cameras on the thing. So you might find there's a little bit of disruption to your signal for a minute, but then just don't you worry, we'll be right back up and running. Thank you so much for sticking with the stream. Those people in the interim, we'll take it through from there. We're, of course, here at Moulton College for the Junior Women's Championship. There's been some incredible lifting this morning. I don't think I've seen much better lifting, Joe, than that instance of someone winning. Forgive me, Kat Smith pulling that final deadlift just there. That was a scintillating moment, wasn't it?
I nearly cried down the live stream.
It was absolutely intense, but just a real act of commitment and will, and just getting it done. Joe, I'm going to leave you with the stream for about 5 minutes while I fiddle with all sorts of little bits and bobs. All the best.
Thank you. Okay, we are into the next session. We have the 63 kilo junior women. Chelsea Marshall has already taken her first squat, successful squat at 60, and we just saw Anya Delaney take a successful 70 kilo squat. So we are up to date. Catherine Sweetman of the Northwest is about to come out for 75 kilos. And I think we are through our technical difficulties and we should be fine from here. Okay, here's Catherine. Okay, she's taking a moment to set up under the bar. Careful walkout. Okay, I don't actually have a very good view of the platform from where I am, but that was a good lift. I can see white paddles from all three referees, so I'm a little bit restricted. There's a referee between me and the platform, but I'll do my best to describe what's going on. Okay, we've got Fern Wilson from the North Midlands. She's coming out for 77.5 kilos.
Fern Wilson or Wilson?
This is quite a busy weight class. We've got the sub-juniors and some of the 63 kilo juniors in this group, and that was a lovely squat there for Fern Wilson.
3 white lights and a good lift for Fern Wilson.
Okay, we've got Molly Beck coming up next. She's a parkhead lifter from Yorkshire North East. We always expect great things from the parkhead lifters.
Bar is loaded, 80 kilos for Molly Beck.
And she's coming out for 80 kilos. Coached by the lovely Jo Beck. I expect her to make short work of this.
Come on, Mol.
Okay, quite a cautious unrack and walkout. Bit of a dive bomb, but the strength was there. She brought that up easily. And we have white paddles from all three referees. We have 4 IPF CAT referees on the platform at the moment. Bit of a daunting prospect for these junior lifters. Okay, there's another parkhead lifter in this group, keeping Jo busy. And that was a lovely squat. Yep, 3 white paddles from the... I nearly said judges. 3 white paddles from the referees. Okay, next we have Amelia Maycock. She's coached by Mark Giles from the Horncastle Powerlifting Club.
And for those of you who weren't here last weekend, I was quite rightly corrected maybe 6 times for calling the referees judges, and now unfortunately my foolishness has rubbed off on Joe.
Very nearly, very nearly.
Yeah, there we go. Good work for those of you who spotted that we had in fact lost the names of the lifters there. Those are now back. I do apologise for that. We had a little bit of a spreadsheet snafu in the gap, which I think has thrown me off a bit, but we're back now. Here comes Amelia Maycock, drops it in, stands it up.
That was lovely indeed.
Good stuff.
That's a very colourful singlet she's got on there. And that was a good lift. 3 white paddles.
92.5 for Florence Eastwood to London. And Louisa Vargas to get ready.
Okay, we have a Greater London lifter coming out next, Florence Eastwood.
Eastwood for Greater London.
She's setting up nicely there. Quite a low bar position she's got. That looked good to me, and it looked good to the referees as well. It's great to see these young lifters getting so many of their opening squats in. Gives you a bit of confidence. We have Alice Dennis next, a local girl from the East Midlands division. So let's see if the judges liked the depth on that.
2 to 1, a good lift.
Yeah, she got 1 red light for depth there, and that was on the side I'm sitting on. As I say, I don't have the best position to judge depth. The referee's in a much better place than I am.
Bar is loaded, 92.5 kilos for Louisa Vargas.
We've got some support in the crowd here today. And she sinks it in and brings it up really nice. That was a really smooth squat. Yep, 3 white lights. She's looking around for the lights, but of course we've had technical problems with those all day, so we have switched to paddles. Okay, Olivia Price is the last lifter in this group. And she's coming out for triple figures. 100 kilo squat. Oh, that's a bit of a struggle. And I'm not sure about depth either on that one. Okay, she's got 1 red light for depth, but 2 to 1 is good enough. Working a bit hard for an opener, to my mind. You want your opener to be really easy, really comfortable, and then you can start to build on that for your second and third. So we'll go back to the top now, starting the second round of squats. We've got Chelsea Marshall from the North Midlands division. She's in the sub-junior category, that means she's under 18. We've got 2 age classes lifting today. We've got the under 18s and the under 23s. That's the sub-juniors and the juniors. Okay, so we've got a nice high bar position there. Sets her back and sinks into the squat. And brings it up nice and easy. Yep, 3 white paddles from the referees. Annie Delaney coming up next, also from the North Midlands.
The bar is loaded at 75 kilos for Anya Delaney.
Okay, and Anya's first look comfortable enough. She should have no trouble with this. Nice and smooth and controlled.
75 kilos for Anya. Joe, thank you so much for covering just then. The nature of these things means it's a pretty busy environment, and occasionally I just need to run around and fix a camera or do a few other little bits and bobs, and I can't promise that I won't need to in a minute, but when I do, it's great to know that you're here to keep everyone abreast of what's happening. Thank you, Joe.
No worries.
So, Catherine Sweetman, 80 kilos, squat number 2. I trust this. The stuff I missed was pedestrian, Joe. Nothing crazy happened.
We've got a sea of green.
Sea of green.
Yeah, lovely young lifters getting all their squats in there.
So we sailed into the sun. So we found the sea of green.
So we've got out of the, 10, 11, 12 lifters, it's about half of them are sub-juniors. So this is impressive lifting from young teenage girls.
Very impressive indeed. 80 kilos for Catherine Sweetman. Moved smoothly enough. Big shout out to the farm who are here in Moulton College. They're the powerlifting club. They've done absolutely fantastic work putting this all together. It's been a very smooth day indeed thus far. Big shout out, of course, to Kevin James, who puts all that together and is responsible for the team here. All the spotters, all the loaders who do such great work keeping these ladies safe from dropping a lot of weight on themselves. The traditional role of the spotter. Fern Wilson, 82.5 kilos, can take it out with absolute confidence. Gets herself set. And in a minute, Joe, I will leave you alone again as I adjust that camera, as
okay.
I have misjudged the height of some of these ladies. But
we've got some tall, the 63s now. They're a bit taller than the previous classes.
I have to say, I think I speak for many camera when I say I wish everyone was exactly the same height. And I appreciate that this is an unfair and diva-ish demand, so I'm going to fix that now.
Okay. Okay, here we have Molly Beck coming out for her second attempt at 85 kilos.
Bar is loaded, 85 kilos for Molly Beck.
Come on, Molly.
Okay, here she goes. She looks very composed. Steps it out very carefully.
Come on, Mol.
And that's a lovely squat. She got one red light for depth from the one of the side referees, but two to one's enough. She only needs 2 white lights to get the squat past.
Bar is loaded, 92.5 kilos, Tegan Vasey.
Tegan Vasey coming out for 92.5. Another Yorkshire North East lifter. Making sure that bar is set in the right place on her back. Okay, she had to work a little bit through that, but the strength's clearly there. She's got a lot more in the tank.
Marie White and a good lift for Tegan.
Alice Dennis is coming up. She's one of the sub-junior lifters, under 18. She's put 2.5 kilos on her first squat.
Alice Dennis, East Midlands. Amelia Maycock and Louisa Vargas to follow. Bar is loaded, 95 kilos for Alice Dennis.
Here she comes, looking very calm and composed. Looks up for the squat command. Loses position a little bit out of the hole, but she brings it up nicely.
And I'm back. Thank you again, Joe. Sorry, I appreciate there's been a lot of that this morning. I think we've got 2 nice camera angles now, unless there's some incredibly tall outlier, who we're not expecting.
You never know.
Who knows? It'll make it exciting. Amelia Maycock, anyway. 97.5 kilos squat number 2. So do we have a favourite in this round yet, Joe?
Well, it's a bit of a difficult one because we've got some of the junior 63s and Group B is also junior 63s. So we're not going to really be able to see where we are.
Of course,
but we've got
but
we've got all the sub juniors, so we should be able to have a look at where they're placing. In fact, Amelia Maycock, Horncastle lifter. You can see Mark Giles looking proud there at the back of that lovely squat. So she's leading the sub-juniors at the moment.
I was going to say, that's a very nice squat as well. She's ever so slightly wobbled at the bottom, slightly to one side, but otherwise it's such nice contained squatting there when the knees are close together and the hips are sort of exactly in the right place to generate the power straight through. Louisa Vargas, 97.5, and she has come out like she means business.
Of course, Amelia represented Britain at the European World. She actually lifted equipped earlier this year out in the Czech Republic.
Gets herself set. So we've got 2 flights here, and then she represents the popularity of the class. It's a fine squat, isn't it?
It's lovely.
I think we're happy to take that for a squat number 2.
3 white lights and a good lift for Louisa Vargas. 100 kilos bench weight on the bar.
Okay, so we've got Florence Eastwood coming up now from Greater London, being coached today by Pierre Shillingford.
I believe Florence's Instagram handle is Flossie E. I mentioned this because I nearly said here comes Flossie like I know her, but I don't. So I'm going to avoid doing that, as I could be being far too informal. Either way, very talented lifter. Let's see how she gets on. Grinds the bar into her back, gets it set, walks it out. She will have been very well drilled by Pierre, I'm sure. Deep breath.
Yeah, he's an experienced lifter and an experienced coach.
Indeed.
That was very nice.
That's a very nice squat indeed. Indeed, it was him who only very narrowly lost out by the 600 grams of body weight the other weekend, wasn't it? It was, and that I have to say was that was a display of lifting and sort of focus that from both men, from Pierre and from Hendrik, which I think did the sport credit really. Good tactical selections, good lifting, and just putting it out on the line. Olivia Pearce comes out. 105 kilos on the bar. So already we're up to pretty significant weight, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Olivia is another one with humongous hair.
So you can do that sassy hair flick. That's what it's all about.
Well, if I get myself a belt and I grow my hair, Joe, I'll just be able to really own all of my lifts. Here comes Olivia, drops it down really slow and brings it up really reasonably. So that's all good.
That's okay for a second lift. I'd be happy
Absolutely,
with that.
yeah.
She's got one red for depth.
Still good controlled descent.
Yep.
There was none of that sort of I'll throw myself at the bottom of it and we'll see what happens, was there? Which is always a good thing to avoid.
Okay, we're going back to the top now to the third round of squats. So we've got Chelsea Marshall from the North Midlands division coming out for 70 kilos.
Good a time as any to say a big shout out to the spotters and loaders under the supervision of Mike King, a legend of the sport. Obviously, you can hurt yourself quite a lot with this amount of weight, so to know that there are people around you who are going to catch you to make sure that you are safe is a great relief to these lifters, I know. Certainly, it's great to see. Chelsea Marshall, 70 kilos, squat number 3. Braces, gets her hips just where she wants them.
Very controlled descent. Did she hit depth?
Interesting question.
It looks like she did. 3 white paddles. If I'm sounding a bit uncertain about depth, it's because there's a referee between me and the lifter. Okay, we have Anya Delaney coming out for her third squat. Anya is currently 3rd place in the sub-juniors, I think 4th, I'm sorry.
Anya Delaney, 80 kilos.
Bar is loaded, 80 kilos. Anya Delaney, North Midlands.
Out she comes. Good a time as any to say a big shout out to the sponsors, Alico and SPD, and obviously to say a shout out, of course, to British Powerlifting, who allow us, Wired Up Media, to be here. We're always very, very happy to be here. It's a delight to be able to see lifting of this calibre. Here comes Anya Delaney dropping down for 80 and stepping back up for 80, and I don't see any issue there, but obviously we need to await the referee's judgment on the...
And they liked it. In fact, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on this, but we haven't had a failed lift so far in this flight.
Here we go. Fern Wilson, 90.
I'm sorry, Fern. If this is my fault, I'm sorry.
Joe, don't worry. I shouldn't ban it. Here comes Fern, 90 kilos, should be well within her capabilities. Let's see how she gets on. Takes a second to get her feet right. It's quite a low unracked position, but she's low bar, so that's fine.
Yep.
That's it, step. That's the start command. Yep.
I think she got a little bit out of shape in the hole there. I think it was a little bit harder than she would have liked, I think, to bring up.
Obviously, she's through the squats, but she's thinking about her deadlifts at this point. She's thinking about conserving energy for the other lifts as well, isn't it?
So here comes Molly for the same weight, 90 kilos.
Molly Beck, 90 kilos, gets herself nice and set.
A little bit of a
Yeah,
cautious
she's
unrack.
just
I
sort
do
of-
like a nice confident pop out of the rack.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. But she got in position and pushed
But
it
it's
through.
a nice
yeah.
squat. 3 whites.
And that meant something to Molly. She was happy when to see that. Okay, though, it's always nice to see.
Well, all 3 squats in, that's a good day for anyone, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. 100%.
3 attempts to change openers. 3 attempts remain to change Group B squat openers.
Okay, we're halfway through the 3rd round of squats for Group A. Tegan Vasey's coming out now. She's one of the junior lifters.
Yep, and I believe Tegan will have been here this morning to weigh in, won't she, Joe? Or will she? Yes, she will have. Yeah. So for some of these, Tegan very kindly helped me tape down some of my cables earlier, and it's a long day for them. You know, they're here for a while. They've got a long while to get through their head. It must be a relief just to get this first these squats down.
Well, that was a little bit of work through the grind, but she got it easy enough. Well, I've just seen Kat Smith, to be honest, after pulling an incredible jaw-dropping, world record-breaking deadlift. She's just changed into a referee's outfit to come and do her next stint.
Ah, that's fantastic, isn't it? And it's
that's what the sport's all about.
Well, do you know what was really nice as well? When we saw the Masters, not the Masters, the Classic the other weekend, watching Owen Hubbard come back for day 2 to do spotting, you know?
Yep.
And, you know, it's just, giving back where you can, you know?
Absolutely.
Super appreciated. Alice Dennis, 100 kilos. East Midlands, 63. Considerable amount above body weight at this point, so let's hope it goes well for Alice. Got a lot of support in and around behind us. Go on, Alice. Oh.
Welcome, loaders. Sorry, lifters. Do stay with the bar. Do stay with the bar.
Yeah, it's difficult when the lifter comes out from under the bar, but she did her best to stay under the weight of it.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, I think by the time she dropped from it, the weight was already taken easily with the spotters. But she won't do that again.
No. It is difficult because the spotters are expecting to be able to help you back in the rack, not catch the weight if you drop it. But
Amelia Maycock, 102. She's had a good morning thus far.
She has.
I say that with confidence because her singlet is so distinctive that I know that she comes out each time it's her. Hard to see what's on it, but
it is. Some of the Titan singlets are quite what's the word? Busy.
All sorts of knee and elbow movement there, but she got it done, and that's the main point. 3 white lights.
Okay, we've got Louisa Vargas coming up next for the same weight. So that's Amelia is at the top of the list for the sub-juniors. Although I can see there's a sub-junior in Group B as well. That's going to get really confusing.
Oh. Is there nothing we can do, Joe? Can we? Louisa Vargas, 102.5. Out it comes. Takes a big deep breath. Down and up. And 2 sticking points as she made her way through both of them. Great work from Louisa there.
Fantastic, 3 whites.
Louisa Vargas, Greater London. 105 next weight in the bar for Florence Eastwood, also Greater London. Olivia Price.
Okay, it looks like Catherine Sweetman didn't take her third, so we've only got 2 more lifts in this group, and then we get into the main body of the 63s.
Florence Eastwood, 105 kilos, squat number 3. Out she comes. There's a lot of shouting here, a lot of support for Flossie. Sorry, for Florence. I really do hope Florence's Instagram handle is Flossie. If not, I do apologise. I'm not meaning to be informal. I'm pretty sure we follow each other on Instagram. Anyway, Florence, 105 kilos. She's taking her time to get herself set. She was strong on her first. She drops it and down it goes. Knees come in. Wow.
There was a little bit of a grind through there.
Got it done. Squat number 3, you're allowed that bit of a grind, I guess.
She's got 1 red for depth there.
Good lift at 105 for Florence, 110 kilos. Last squat in Group A, Olivia Price.
Okay, here comes Olivia.
Anna Davis. Bar is loaded, 110 kilos, Olivia Price, Southwest Division.
Olivia Price, 110 kilos. Olivia of the humongous hair. 110 kilos.
I'm not sure if she'd take that as a compliment, to be honest.
Oh, sorry, really? I do apologise. It's very nice hair. Olivia Price, 110 kilos.
Okay,
oh,
a little
drops.
bit difficult there.
Yes, no, listen, Olivia, if you are listening, I am absolutely not.
That might not be the word she's aiming for.
Oh, is that it? It's a poor choice of words. Well, I apologise.
Okay, so we're into Group B.
So that was a fairly uneventful run, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's. It's good that they're not making a lot of drama for us to commentate on, because it means they're putting solid lifts in. Everyone's getting their lift. Everything's going well.
But
And
at the same time, it's a standard day at the office, isn't it?
it is. We've had a little change of referees there. Red Light Riley's back in the centre seat, and we've got two SPD UK athletes in the side ref chairs. Kat Smith, after only moments ago, it seems, deadlifting 185 kilos, is now in the ref's chair and looking at some of the 63 kilo squats. So here's Isabel Davis at 97.5 kilos.
Here comes Isabel, drops it down, stands it back up.
Quite conservative on depth, I thought. Yeah, looks like 2 to 1.
Oh, 2 to 1, no lift.
Failed lift.
It's unfortunate. A yellow and a red. Yellow is the tricky one, though, isn't it, Joe?
Yellow's the tricky one. It could be foot movement. It could be downward movement at the bar. I'm not really sure what that was for.
Joe, I should say this is a conversation relating to a setting on the computer. Please don't think I am on my phone texting away. I would hate you to think I was having fun rather than just trying to work out why I've got a few little bobbles across a few bits and bobs. Anna Davis, 105 kilos. Looking good there?
Apparently from the Western Australian division. I think that might be a bit of a typo.
Takes a deep breath. Down she goes, up she goes.
Nice depth. Had to work a little bit to bring it up.
Yeah, I think with that sort of style there's a risk it can get on top of you, but she had the bar in the right place and she got that done.
Yep.
So we're now into squat set number 2, are we, Joe?
Yeah, this is Group B. We are. They've split the groups in a bit of an odd way. We've got one sub-junior in this group and everyone else is a junior. In the other group we had about 5 sub-juniors. So I think it's been split on total without real regard to age class.
Ah, okay, I see. Amy Viner steps it out. Looks composed. 105 kilos. Deep breath. Drops it down.
Lovely depth.
Yeah.
3 white lights and a good lift at 105 for Amy Viner. 115. Next weight on the bar. Eleanor Boutel of Scotland.
Eleanor Boutel, 105 kilos of Scotland. Big shout out, of course, to everyone here today, especially to Joe Wiley, who is helping me with the commentary and is just, doing, well, I say helping. It's more that I'm helping her because she's the one who actually knows what's going on. So it's all to the good. It's a long old day at this point. We're heading up for 4 o'clock and we started at 10. So only worth to give a shout out to the referees and the spotters as well. They've been keeping people safe and they've been doing just fantastic. Eleanor Boutel,
all the way down from
kilos.
Scotland.
I feel like I've seen... Did Eleanor lift at the British Women's last year?
I couldn't say for sure.
Okay. I think she did. Or another competition I did, but who knows at this point. Gets herself composed. 115. Walks it out. It's all smooth enough. There's no issue with depth by the looks of it. Obviously,
nice.
We're not on an ideal angle. Referees agree. She looks happy.
Next up we have Lucy Hart from the South Midlands.
Indeed, Lucy Hart coming up to do what she needs to do, which will be 117. Obviously, squat number 1. It's a little hard at this point in the day to work out who's jostling for position or not. I don't know if there's a clear favourite in this range. Is there, Joe?
Maybe.
I recognise a few names, but that might just be recognition from my part. Lucy Hart, 117.5.
So Lucy Hart recently from the European Classic Bench Press, so she's got a big bench to look out for, being coached today by the legend that is Dean Bowring.
Just going to leave you with the stream for a second, Joe.
Okay, we've got Molly Tweedle from Scotland coming up. She's coming out for 120 for her first lift. So Molly has represented Great Britain at the World Universities. Here she goes out with her opening lift, 120 kilos. And that was you know, that was quite hard for an opening lift.
3 white lights and a good lift.
It may just be nerves. You know, it's very nerve-wracking, especially for these young lifters. And Molly's had to travel all the way down here from Scotland. And I know it's a 3 or 4 hour drive from the northwest where I live, so it's going to be a considerable journey from someone coming that far. Here's Corinne Baines from the West Midlands, also going for 120 kilos. Just getting the bar settled on her back there. Got a very narrow stance. But she's hit depth nonetheless. Having said that, the centre referee gave her red light for depth, respect no less, from Red Light Riley. And now we have Suzanne Daniel on 125 from the South East Division.
Bars loaded, 125 kilos, Susan Daniel, South East Division.
Here she comes. She's getting fired up for this lift. Nice, confident walk out there. Didn't waste any energy, didn't walk it out to the back of the platform. And that's a lovely lift. That's a lovely opener. That's what you want. Nice and comfortable, confident. Get on the board. Okay, we have the only sub-junior in this group. Coming up next, Lucy Robinson. And really, that's quite impressive to be coming out for a lift as a sub-junior that most of the juniors haven't matched. Because Lucy represented, she's got the GBR singlet on, so you know she's competed internationally. You can't buy these singlets, you can only earn them. She was she went out to Belarus for the World Championships last year. And that's a lovely squat, really confident. Quite a narrow stance, but quite often when you have such a narrow stance you have some difficulty hitting depth, but she had no issues there and got 3 white lights. Okay, here we have Moa Wickner from Greater London, from Bethnal Green, I believe, coached by Martin Bass. Moa represented her country at Calgary this year in the 63 kilo class. I think she was 4th, which is quite an achievement. So she's opening her squat at 5 kilos below her PB, and she's looking fired up and focused, bringing some real aggression to the platform. So all 3 lifters that we've got left in this group are opening at the same weight. And that's a nice squat. Wasn't super easy, wasn't super fast, but it was controlled. She kept her position well and she brought it up nicely. Now, if I remember rightly, Moa's got quite a big bench, so she's matching everyone else on the squat, and I think she should be able to put a decent distance, pull ahead a little bit on her bench. I've been following her training, and her bench press has just been incredible.
Yeah, absolutely, and she always lifts with such passion as well, doesn't
she? She does.
Yeah. Victoria Hammond, 125. These are starting to become familiar names, I think, Joe. I feel like I've seen them lift before, but I could just be imagining it. Here comes Victoria Hammond. Straight through. Hips rose a little bit early there, I thought. She lost her position a little bit, but the strength is clearly not a problem. Makeda Vidal, 132.5, squat number 1. Big shout out to Moulton College, it made us feel very welcome here today. Fantastic. Okay, this is a Greater London lifter that I'm not familiar with, to be honest, but she's got a big squat. She's opening at 132. Yeah, that's a significant over double body weight opener, isn't it? Yeah, it's very impressive. Goodness me, that was deep, wasn't it? Seemed tremendously deep from here.
Yeah.
3 white lights, there's you. That's a great way to start.
That concludes the first round. We go straight to round
And into round 2 on the 63 kilo women.
2.5.
And we're back to the top. So here's Isabel Davis of the West Midlands coming out for... Oh, she missed her first. She missed her first at 97.5, but she's going up anyway. She's going to go up to 102.5.
Do we remember what happened? Was it depth?
I think it... Do you know? I can't remember. This is such two big groups, and it's...
Joe, I'm sorry. We've been going now for the thick end of nearly 8 hours, and I'm asking you to remember one specific lift from a humongous
I
flight.
should do. I feel
apologise.
bad that I don't.
No, and I shouldn't ask you because...
Oh, no, wait. She came out from under the bar, didn't she? She didn't bring it up.
Yes, she did. Okay, so let's hope that Isabel's made whatever correction she needs to make and she's away.
I'm
yes.
not sure she hit depth.
Oh, really? So it was a
I'm
war
not
as
sure
well,
from
wasn't
this
it?
angle, if I'm honest, but no.
Okay, so it
Two reds
wasn't
for
depth.
depth.
Well, fair play to her for keeping her composure because she...
She was a bit shaky on the way down as well, I think. I think it was a bit of a heavy squat. It was maybe not the right decision to go up, not having anything on the board. But we'll keep her fingers crossed for her that she can nail that on the third attempt. She's going for the same weight again, 102.5, which I think is the right move.
Yeah, so it is always a risk going up if you didn't get your first, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, when it's close competition and you're really going for it, then sometimes you have to, because otherwise you're going to be left behind.
Yeah, of course, and maybe that's what she's looking out for. Maybe she's
so.
Just staying competitive. And if she knows that that's what she's here to do, and that's the only way of doing it, then I can sort of understand it. But obviously, it was always that risk, isn't it? Anna Davies. Yep, absolutely. By the looks of it, let's see if that was deep.
Yep, all three referees agree.
For Anna Davis, Amy Viner next out with the same weight, 112.5. Eleanor Boutel and Lucy Hart.
Amy Viner, 112.5, squat number 2. We're here at Moulton College. The farm powerlifting team are loading the bar, taking care of all the spotting, and a big shout out to them and Kevin Jane who runs them. Big shout out, of course, to all of our sponsors, Lyco and SPD. Big shout out to British Powerlifting for allowing us, Wired Up Media, to do the streaming. We really, really appreciate it, and we enjoy it very much indeed. Big shout out to Joe Wiley, who's commentating with us today, who's doing fantastic stuff. And big shout out to Amy Viner, who's about to sink 112.5. And as long as it
that
was
was
deep,
nice. Kept her shape really well there.
3 white lights for the good lift for Amy.
3 whites for her.
122.5.
Eleanor Boutel coming up next. There's quite a few Scottish lifters in the 63s, so it's quite a distance for them to have come. And it does have a big effect on you when you travel to lift. Because you've probably come down the night before, you've spent a long time on a plane or in a car. It doesn't really do your mobility any good.
So Joe, forgive me, just to go slightly off topic, you've had to travel internationally, haven't you? So how do you go about doing that? Do you travel just way ahead of time?
You need a few days. I've lifted twice in South Africa and once in Canada, and they're long flights,
Right.
and it does take it out of you. So I try and get there, at least 3 days before, just
Gotcha.
try and settle in.
Eleanor Boutel won't have got here a few days before from Scotland, but you never know.
There's probably no jet lag from Scotland.
Yeah,
She's
well,
probably fine.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, indeed. But still, steps out 122.5 kilos.
These are big lifts for 63 juniors.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Okay, she's probably got a little bit more in the tank there.
Yep,
That's
all
a
good.
nice lift. She got 1 red light for depth.
A good lift for Eleanor. Next one in the bar is 125.
Lucy Hart, 125 kilos. Sorry.
Come on, Luce.
I'll get my head in the game in a moment, I promise.
Bar is loaded.
Okay, so I think this is a raw PB for Lucy. Lucy is also lifted equipped, and obviously you move a lot more weight in an equipped squat.
Of course.
Oh dear.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I think she just lost all her tightness. She just kind of flopped into the hole a little bit.
Well, there is sometimes that nerve, isn't there? There's that sort of thing of saying, I need to get to the bottom of this thing.
And she did descend very quickly, so sometimes you can lose your tightness on there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think if you're worried about it, you think, I'll just get down, I'll get this done.
Yeah.
But then the speed, you're out of position at the bottom, it won't fly anyway.
So here we have Molly Tweedle, Quite an experienced lifter. She's been out to World Unis a couple of times. And in case you think that I just have a huge memory for know everybody, I'm getting a lot of my information from Open Powerlifting, which holds a lot of the data and results on a lot of these lifters.
Tremendous resource, absolutely. Yeah. And you run it, don't you, Joe?
I certainly contribute to it.
Ah, okay, sorry.
It's not mine.
Oh, I thought it was yours.
No.
Oh, goodness me. I did,
No.
Oh, okay, sure. Karen Jeet, coming out for 127.5.
And she's looking fired up.
Big deep breath, hands a grip. Takes it round the back to get it really ground into where she wants it on the lats. 127.5. Steps it up.
Yeah, nice confident pop.
Yeah, absolutely. Start as you mean to go on.
So she's got that narrow stance. Work a little bit hard to achieve depth, but she did it nicely.
Yep. Need to be slightly preferencing the righty.
That was a comprehensive and unanimous no lift based on depth.
Yep, 3 across the board. So an adjustment to be made.
Definitely. So here we have Lucy Robinson, our sub-junior. Now she's way in excess of anything the sub-juniors in Group A did already.
Okay.
She's a good 30 kilos ahead.
Very good.
So this is incredibly impressive.
And sub-junior is...
Under 18.
Wow, under 18.
Yeah.
Goodness me. And already having competed nationally. That's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, she went to the Europeans last year. And you can see why.
Yeah,
So assured.
That's a fantastic score, isn't it?
3 white lights.
I sometimes wonder, and maybe I'm just deluding myself, if I'd started powerlifting when I was younger and I was less aware of things that could go bad. Do you know what I mean? Whether I'd have more confidence, or maybe I'm just imagining that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I started when I was 43. I think
really?
it's never too late.
Oh no! I think you should be able to start at any age. Do you know what I mean? I think it's more the notion of I know I get very afraid of squats. You know, there's a lot of fear in there I have to deal with, and I wonder if when I was younger I didn't have that fear. Do you know?
Yeah, maybe so. Well, certainly Moa Wickner has no fear. She's very determined coming onto the platform.
Big deep breaths.
And she sinks into the depth. That's a bit of a struggle to come up, but she makes it. Probably not got a huge amount more to give on the squat there. But she's been coached here by Martin Bass. He knows what he's about. He'll certainly pick the right numbers for her.
Bars loaded at 137.5 kilos for Susan.
Susan Daniel, 137.5. Okay. Out she comes. 137.
Oh, we missed. Lucy Robinson took the sub-junior squat record.
Ah!
And we missed it.
Fantastic.
In fact, she put 7.5 kilos on it. It's her own record, but she's absolutely smashed it out of the water.
Gets herself set. Takes a deep breath. Drops it in, steps it up.
And there's a little smile there. She knows she's done a good squat.
Good work there. So, how are we looking at this point? We're pretty...
You know, it's looking pretty even. We've got 5 lifters within 5 kilos of each other, so it's everything to play for. I don't think we've got any major front runners at this point. But like I say, keep your eye on Moa Wickner. She's got a big bench.
Victoria Hammond, 140 kilos. If I remember rightly, Victoria absolutely gets herself pumped up for each squat. I know they all the lifters do, but drops it in, stands it.
She's struggling. That was a
yes,
real grind through.
I think it's the shout on the way up, I remember. You know,
And then the last of the second attempts, Hina Vidal from Greater London.
No knee sleeves, no belt, no drama. The bar is loaded.
Makeda Vidal, 140 kilos.
Vidal.
Out she comes. So Makina Vidal is something of an unknown quantity that you weren't aware of. You weren't aware of her before, were you?
I don't recognise the name, to be honest.
But she was tremendously strong on her first. Let's see how she goes.
Very deep, very assured. That was a nice
very
squat.
strong indeed.
I think she's got plenty more there, to be
Yeah,
honest.
absolutely,
I think she's gonna break a few hearts on the squat there.
Quite. Big shout out to everyone watching on the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do please like and do please subscribe. It's really, really appreciated. It just helps drive our metrics on YouTube, which can make all sorts of benefits for the sport. Also helps us justify being here and throwing in all those extra things that we do. Try and throw in as best as we possibly can. Isabel Davis. Okay, yes.
So Isabel needs this lift to stay in the competition. We don't want anyone to bomb.
Exactly, and we had this earlier, and people were very, very, very happy to see that someone got in. This is going to be a very supportive room. Let's hope that Isabel can pull this round and get the result we all want.
Honestly, it takes some nerve to come out. It's a nerve-wracking moment to come out for your third squat with nothing on the board, but we're sure she can do it.
It's a bit of quiet in the room. She's obviously got the strength. It's just fixing the depth. Looks composed, looks ready.
Keep tight. Come up. And you have to wonder what all the drama was about. Let's just hope it was the depth was there.
The depth was there. There we are.
Such a relief. You can see the relief on her face. I feel it myself.
And this is it, isn't it? It's like we said earlier, Joe, but it bears repeating. It's a room full of people who want you to get the lift, and that's the reality of it. It's always great to see. We never want to see someone bomb, and it's telling that the times when the room gets its most supportive is usually that time.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not the world records, it's not anything. It's the wanting that person to get what they came for today. At very least, have their record achieved and noted on the books.
Absolutely.
Anna Davis, 120.
Bar is loaded at 120 kilos for Anna Davis of Wales.
And she's shot out onto the platform. She's ready for this. You can see how fired up she is. A little bit shaky on the walkout.
Yeah, it's
Being coached by Benji Wharton. Can hear him coaching from the sidelines. Oh dear, just a little bit too heavy, I think.
Lift, unfortunately, well caught, loaders. Well done, lifter, for staying with the bar. That leaves you with the best squat of 112.5. 120. Next weight on the bar.
Okay, we have Amy Viner coming out for the same weight.
To follow. Bar is loaded, 120 kilos. Amy Viner.
Amy Viner.
Looking very calm.
Steps it out. Slowed.
She did very well there. She kept her shape, kept her position, and that allowed her to drive through. She got one red light from Kat over in the corner.
Lucy Hart, 125 kilos.
So Lucy missed this on her last attempt, but she's a very experienced lifter. She's represented Great Britain at least 3 times, if not more, on various competitions, both raw and equipped. So this won't phase her. An equipped lifter is used to missing lifts.
And you're equipped world champion, I believe, Joe.
Equipped bench.
Perfect. I know you weren't fishing for it, but I think it bears repeating.
Never get tired of hearing it, honestly.
125 down,
And she drives
wow.
through it. Oh! That was after the rack command, though.
Rolled off her back at the very, very last, and a good lift up until that point, but unfortunately...
Oh, what a shame. I thought that was after the rack.
So it just
But you
rolled.
do have to make, the rule says something like, you have to make a bona fide attempt to re-rack the bar.
Yes, yeah, of course. And,
So-
and correct me if I'm wrong, and I may well be, Joe, but that's to prevent people sort of standing it up and sort of firing it forward, isn't it? It's to make sure they stay up within the right
Well, it's the
frame.
same as the deadlift bar has to be returned to the platform in a controlled way. You don't want people throwing the bar about, but it's a shame when a lifter makes a good lift like that and then doesn't get it.
Like missing the rack command, which I've done a few times, which is not the rack. Yes, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Stepping it in too early. Karanjit.
Well, you get carried away, don't you? You go, what a great squat I've just done. and
Yeah, that's exactly
back
what I
in
did.
the
Yep.
racks.
Yeah, there were some very, very unhappy people with me when I did that. That's 2-1.
Yep, 2-1 in a good way.
Eleanor Boutel next out with 130 kilos.
So Eleanor Boutel for 130 kilos. She's one of our Scottish lifters here today. Wait, bar is not loaded. A little bit of a misload there, but Mike caught it.
Mike King knows what he's doing, part of the farm
He does.
lifting team today, spotting and loading, absolute legend of the sport. We super appreciate all the time everybody puts in, keeping people safe and getting things right. So how are we doing in terms of positioning? Are we dancing around second and third yet? I don't think we are we? We're a bit premature on that.
No, but the top 5 are all within 5 kilos of each other.
Oh wow.
So we're gonna see a bit of a battle here, I think.
I didn't think we could see more drama than we saw this morning, but it looks like we will. Eleanor Boutel, 130.
Oh.
Yes. Wow.
That was surprising because I thought she'd really lost control of it at the bottom. She's failed the lift anyway for various reasons, it seems.
Yeah, downward movement of the bar.
Downward movement. Okay.
So when she hit that sticking point, she hit the sticking point like a bullet, and we thought, well, that's
Yeah.
not going anywhere. Obviously,
And then she
it's
came
slightly
up, yeah.
gone downwards, and then she pushed through it. So hopefully, if she can manage a movement into that sticking point, then she'll be all right.
Molly of Scotland.
Here comes Molly. She's looking for 130 kilos now. I think she's done 137 in the past. So this is a little bit down on previous performance. That looked like a well-judged attempt to me.
Yeah, looked very good indeed.
140 kilos next weight on the bar. Mo Wickner, Greater London. Victoria.
Okay, we're into the 140s now. Here's Mo Wickner.
Bar is loaded. 140 kilos. Mo Wickner.
Mo Wickner comes from Greater London, trains out of the Bethnal Green weightlifting club. Fantastic club, responsible for a lot of very, very strong people. Very strong people indeed. Out she comes. Gets herself set, gets her back in. Second was a bit of a battle. I'm sure
It wasn't easy, certainly. It was quite tough. She's only gone up 2.5 kilos, which I think is about right.
Composed
But she's a
as
fighter.
ever. Yeah, and she will
She's
fight with
going to
this.
fight that up.
Do you know what? That looked like it was easier than she thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Victoria Hammond next out with 142.5 kilos. To be followed by Lucy Robinson, Susan Daniel and Makina Vidal, all of whom want 145.
Okay, so we have Victoria Hammond now coming out for 142.5.
Victoria
Bar
Hammond.
is loaded. 142.5 kilos, Victoria Hammond.
Sorry, Joe. I looked at you there like
Like I'd said something
no,
wrong.
but you hadn't in the slide. I'm so sorry. They're slightly long days, and occasionally I get a little fried. Victoria Hammond. Now, if she gets
Here
this
she comes.
right, there
She
will
looks
be
quite fierce and determined.
a big shout on the way up, wouldn't there?
Judging by past performance, she had to drive quite hard through the sticking point last time. And here it goes. She's fighting it. That's a great lift.
Wow, yeah.
That's a very well judged attempt. She's delighted with that. Bouncing off the platform.
So happy, and well, you would be. That was an absolute war.
Okay, and here we have our incredible sub-junior.
Bar is loaded. If successful, ladies and gentlemen, this will be a new under-18 record.
Okay, here's Lucy Robinson coming out for a sub-junior British record.
At 145.
I mean, she's matching the best of the junior lifters at this point. This is an incredible performance for an under-18 lifter.
Yeah, a bright future ahead. Which I'm sure people other than me knew, but absolutely still very, very impressive. 145 down and
Oh,
up.
dear. Not quite. Not quite.
Gave herself every opportunity though.
But she already put 7.5 kilos on the British record with a second lift, so she's going to be happy with that,
No, I
surely.
mean, I feel like that would be the kind of day I was happy with.
Yeah. Okay, so Suzanne Daniel now is leading the field on squat. Oh, in fact, she isn't. Makina Vidal is, but she's going to match her. Who's got the body weight advantage? Makina Vidal. She's weighed in quite light at 59 kilos. I think that will come back to her benefit. as we work through the competition.
Indeed. Suzanne Daniel. Deep breath, sets her elbows, down she goes. No, that's not going, is it? Unfortunate. Good attempt, though.
In fact, 59.1 kilos, and she's only just into the weight class, really.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay, so she's really tight on it.
Yeah, she was not far off being a 57. Okay, the last squat of today. Here we have it. And her previous squats have looked really comfortable.
Yeah, she's very, very strong. Be very interesting to see what she does here. 145 kilos, squat number 3. Took her time and wow, goodness
That's
me.
lovely. Lovely little smile at the top there.
Very strong.
Very impressive. Okay, I think we're going to have a 10-minute break.
10-minute break. So thank you so much to everyone this morning, especially for Joe, who's doing absolutely sterling work. Well, 10-minute break. Do not go anywhere on stream. We will be back in 10 minutes. Hello, and we're back. We're back, and we appear to be very keen to tell you that the British junior women will resume soon. Let's fix that. There it is, fixed. Anya Delaney coming up, 27.5 kilos. See how she gets on.
Okay, so Anya Delaney from the North Midlands. So we're back into the group that's got a lot of the sub-juniors in it.
Ah, okay, so a bit tricky to keep track of. But
Yeah.
Okay. Anya Delaney presses it to adjust, presses it off, adjust.
Very easy.
All very good indeed. And as is now traditional, Joe, people, human beings, they're ambulatory, they have limbs, they can move. And they seem absolutely determined to ambulate and move their limbs directly into where I've set up my second camera. So if I could prevail upon you one more time to just hold on to the stream for a few minutes, I will go and move around the people.
And while George does that, we'll watch Chelsea Marshall, another sub-junior from the North Midlands, benching 32.5 kilos. Taking a little bit of time to set up. Hope you can see the side view there with that nice arch. Slow and controlled descent, and back up again.
3 white lights and a good lift for Chelsea at 32.5.
So now we have Molly Beck coming out for 35. Molly Beck from the Parkhead Club up in Yorkshire North East.
Bar is loaded, 35 kilos. Molly Beck, Yorkshire North East.
And this is the discipline that a lot of the young girls aren't very keen on. It's really hard for women to put on upper body mass, which is really what moves the bench press. So if you haven't got a really outstanding arch, then it just takes a long time to build up your bench press. But that was a nice and easy 35 kilos for Molly Beck. So now we're into the juniors. This is Tegan Vasey for 40 kilos.
Bar is loaded, 40 kilos. Tegan Vasey.
And they have the joy of having one of the best handoff men in the business, Mike King. You know you're in good hands if you see him on the platform. So another really good arch there. Very nice. Very controlled. A nice easy press out. So now we're up to 45 kilos for Fern Wilson.
Fern Wilson, North Midlands, Florence and Louisa to follow. Bar is loaded, 45 kilos, Fern Wilson.
She's taking some time to set up her arch there, and also has a very good arch. Wish I had that kind of mobility. And a nice easy opener. Because bench press is the easiest one to trip up on command because it has the most command. You have to hold the bar at arm's length before you get the start command, and then lower it to the chest for the press command. And once you've pressed it, don't get too excited and throw it back into the rack because you've done a great bench. You have to wait for the referee to give you the rack command. So Florence Eastwood from the Greater London Division. All these young ladies have a really nice arch. And of course that not only shortens the range of motion, it turns it into, tips the chest up a little bit and turns it into more of a decline. And she had quite a big tuck there and a really nice controlled technical bench.
Receives 2 and indeed 3 whites, and that is a good lift unanimously. 50 kilos remains on the bar for Louisa Vargas, also of Greater London. The bar is therefore loaded.
Okay, same weight again, 50 kilos for Louisa Vargas.
Ready.
Come on, Louisa.
She's taking her time to set up a really nice arch again.
And we're back. Thanks again, Joe.
While you've been away, we've seen some quite incredible arching from these young ladies.
Well, the second camera should allow us to see it better than that. I'm afraid we will probably have to deal with a referee or two popping up in it, but that's fair enough. The referees have to take precedence. They have to see what's going on. So we've done our best, and hopefully that angle will still be able to show you what's going on without feeling too much like we're intruding on the back of someone's head. Alice Dennis, 52.5 kilos.
Alice is one of our sub-juniors here today.
Grinds the shoulders in. Gets set. It's in good shape. Let's see how we get on. Brings it down, braces the core, presses it off.
You saw that lovely little movement where she tucked in there, where she set her lats.
A good lift, 52.5 for Alice. 55 is the next weight in the bar. This is for Amelia Maycock, followed by Olivia Price and Catherine Sweetman.
Here comes Amelia from the Horncastle Powerlifting Club. Very assured young lifter.
Indeed. They train them well at Horncastle.
They do.
Amelia
Well,
Maycock.
You do well, or you have to answer to Mark Giles. That's how that goes.
I don't want to answer to Mark Giles.
No, me either.
Few do, I suspect. Amelia Maycock, 55 kilos.
Okay, she's done 60. Oh, that was equipped actually.
So
I think this is a PB already.
Here she comes, presses through. Well,
That
there it
was
is.
very easy. Didn't look like a PB, did it?
No, it didn't. It was very good indeed. Good work. Olivia Price, 60 kilos.
Olivia Price, Southwest Division, Catherine Sweetman and Anya to follow.
60 kilos for Olivia, Southwest lifter.
Olivia Price.
So she gets herself set on the end of the bench and then drops into our picture there again with these fantastic arches.
Most of these girls have got really good arches.
It's impressive, isn't it? Usually you find it, we saw last week that as the weight category went up, the ability to arch tended to, but these guys seem to maintain their flexibility as well. Through it goes from Olivia, back it goes in the rack.
Whoever in the audience said easy, spot on. That was very easy looking indeed.
That was a nice opening bench. Okay, we're coming to the last lift of our first benches for Group A. Catherine Sweetman of the Northwest.
Northwest Division.
And she's got a lot of support here today.
Northwest in the house.
Okay, Catherine Sweetman, 62.5 kilos. Gets herself set. Again, fantastic arching, grinds the shoulders in to really keep them locked and get the positioning correct. Sets down, bar comes to chest, gets the press command.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's a
very
nice
short
bench
range of
indeed.
motion there. So I always worry when they don't put the bum down till after they've got the bar, because you're holding the bar for a longer time than you need to in that case. But you know, obviously she knows what she's doing. She knows her own style very well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a funny thing. I actually I've done it myself on occasion. I sometimes find the weight of the bar allows me to keep my shoulders better locked in position because I've got that additional weight holding me down. However, you are right. The risk is that you don't quite find the spot you want, and then before you know it, you've been sapping your energy. You know, but it's just it's that pinning thing that I find helps.
Yes.
But of course, it's not for everyone. Everything is everything is personal, as we're seeing with the variety of styles that are kicking out. Anna Delaney presses through 30 kilos with very little fuss and gets the lights result accordingly.
Next weight in the bar is 35. For Chelsea Marshall, prepare Molly and Tegan.
Chelsea Marshall, 35 kilos, in the 63 kilos category. So, Joe, just remind me today. This is the final. This is the final 2 flights today, are they? We've not got anyone afterwards, or have we?
No, we have no one after this.
I was going to say, because I'm looking at the clock and realising it's 4:30 and thinking that I'm not sure how much longer I can talk for. But what a fantastic day's lifting so far, and I'm sure that this final leg this afternoon will not disappoint. Big shout out to absolutely everyone on the stream, and of course our sponsors, Eleiko SPG. Big shout out to British Powerlifting for having us, which is Wired Up Media here. We really appreciate the opportunity to stream and to show what we can do. Chelsea Marshall pushes 35 kilos with consummate ease, pops it back in the rack. If you are watching out there on the stream, do please like and subscribe. I'm afraid we cannot see comments on the stream, but do keep chucking the comments in because, you know, it's always good for us to go back to it later on. But also live stream at wiredupmedia.co.uk. That will get to us as well. We'll be able to see any feedback you give us on there, and we so absolutely do appreciate it. Molly Beck, 37.5 kilos. Takes a moment to do the Velcro up on her shoes. Let's see what she gets on with here. Bench press number 2. This is obviously flight A of A and B, so flight 1 of 2.
And Molly Beck is one of our sub-juniors in
Gotcha.
this group.
So 18 and under, yes?
Yep.
37.5 kilos. Brings the bar to the chest. Up and
Nice
through.
and controlled.
Yep, absolutely. Makes it about the triceps, but it's got the triceps to make it about that. So it's all to the good.
Okay, Tegan Vasey coming out for 45 kilos. In fact, I don't want to jinx it again, but we have a sea of green. There's some very assured lifting from these young ladies.
Okay, well, I'm sure you won't have, Joe. I'm sure you won't have. So we're good. I don't think you did last time, did you?
I don't think I did, no.
It was a grinder, but they got through it, so that's all good. Tegan gets herself set. Joe, I know I promised you that I would get you a better viewing of that angle, but then obviously both of us had things to do in that lunch break. So I will look into that tomorrow. I do apologise, but there were other things that were on fire at that point in time. Tegan Vasey, 45 kilos.
Does look very different from the side. From the view I've got, it barely looks like much of an arch, but you can see from the side view
as soon as you throw in that extra camera, it makes a big old difference, I think.
Here comes Fern Wilson.
Fern Wilson with 50.
Fern is in the junior category.
Here she comes. Arches up. Gets herself set. Goes right up on her toes, which obviously helps just get the right positioning. Gets herself set and composed.
I think her heels are a little bit up, you know.
She's got the start command, I guess, so
I've got a very different view to some of the referees, to be honest.
Yeah.
From the centre referee's point, with that Eleiko rack, sometimes you can't see the lifter's feet at all for that crossbar. And I think I'm just looking through a bit of the rack that the referees can't see.
You can take the person out of the referee's chair, but you can never take the referee out of the person, Joe. That much is clear. They should give you some sort of horn that you could blow to the fourth referee. Flossie. Florence Eastwood. Sorry, I've done that twice now, Florence. I do apologise. I am so sure we follow each other on Instagram, and that's your Instagram name, but I will just rein that in. Florence Eastwood, 52.5 kilos, bench press number 2.
She's got a lovely position there.
Fantastic arch, isn't it? Brings it down, presses it through.
Ooh, it's slow.
It's a war, but
she had to really work for it.
3 white lights and a good lift of Florence at 52.5. 55 is the next one on the bar for Alice Dennis, East Midlands. Louisa and Amelia.
Alice Dennis, 55 kilos. Just give me a moment to confer with my colleague on the live stream. And we're back with Alice Dennis at 55 kilos. Jumps the arch in. Brings it out. Deep breath, down it goes. Presses it through. Well, it was a little bit of a struggle, but she got it done. There was a moment where she sat on the bench just trying to get her bearings. Louisa Vargas, 55 kilos. See how she gets on. She's coming out looking focused. Gets herself set. Drives up and through. It's a fantastic arch for Louisa. Obviously makes a huge difference getting in the right position and giving yourself all of the leverage benefits that the sport affords. Moves it down. Ooh. Yes, you can't leverage your way through that. I think that's positioning. I suspect she has the strength for that, but on a different day when the bar touches at a different point, very different thing would have happened. Big shout out to everyone on the stream. We super appreciate you being here, and I super appreciate you tuning in and viewing what's going on. It's really, really, honestly, very much appreciated. Please do keep the likes coming and the subscribes coming. It goes a long way towards helping us hit our metrics, which of course is good for the sport in general for a whole bunch of reasons. Meanwhile, Amelia Maycock, 60 kilos. Gets herself set. Takes a deep breath, brings it down to the chest, pushes up. Oh, it pushed away, but she got it. See what the judges say. Oh, the referees say. First time today. Apologies, everyone on the stream. That's bad of me. See what the referees say. 3 white lights is what the referees say, and they are referees. Oh, yes, they are. They're not judges. Olivia Price, 65 kilos. So, bench number 2, first flight of the afternoon in the bench press. There'll be a secondary flight coming up. We're seeing so much tip-top powerlifting action today. I hope you didn't miss the morning. If you did, look it up. It's to be available on YouTube as a video in the next sort of 48 hours, something like that. YouTube takes a bit of time to process a 4-hour video, which ultimately is fair enough. But there was some fantastic lifting, and the final session went right down to the wire, which was very, very impressive stuff indeed. Olivia Price with 65 kilos. So, puts it down to the chest, pushes it through.
That was a little bit of work she had to do there, but she got it done.
Absolutely.
We have 3 white lights and a good lift at 65 for Olivia Price.
Okay, so Catherine Sweetman, she had a very tiny range of motion on her first lift, but she's only gone up 2.5 kilos. She must have felt that it was a bit harder than she was expecting, or maybe she just likes to take the smaller jumps.
Catherine Sweetman, let's see how she gets on.
I know sometimes if you're not quite sure whether a bench will go, sometimes taking the smaller jumps ensures that you get the maximum you possibly can.
Yeah.
But it also might mean that you're putting attempts in close to your maximum and tiring yourself out.
Always looking to eke out those kilos, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that is a fantastic arch, isn't it?
See, she was right to be cautious, wasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. Hands go to the face. I think she's making I would call that an oopsie face. Do you know what I mean?
I recognise those hand gestures as she came off talking to her coach. I pushed it forward, not back.
Gotcha. Okay,
yep.
Fine. Yeah. So, well, there you are. And the thing is, if you know what you've done, you know, it never hurt. Well, I guess it makes me feel better to immediately hold my hand up to my coach and say, hey, look, you keep telling me not to do that. I've gone ahead and done it. I apologise.
And that was exactly something that I do or did used to do a lot when the weight got heavy. I'd push it forward, not back, make it harder for myself.
I ideally wish, Joe, that I was at a stage of lifting where I could work out where I'm pressing it. All I know is
interestingly, though, she's... Oh, no, that was a mistake. I thought she put her attempt up.
Okay, all right.
No, that was an error. So where are we? Who have we got? This is... they haven't caught up on this spreadsheet, unfortunately.
Anya
Here we go. This
Delaney.
is Anya Delaney.
32.5.
And that's a good lift.
Yeah.
3 white lights and a good lift. 32.5 for Anya. 37.5 kilos next weight on bar for Chelsea Marshall.
Big shout out, of course, to everyone watching on the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are Wired Up Media. We're really delighted to be able to help British Powerlifting with the streaming today. Something you could do to help us if you're liking the coverage, which will help us put more kit in and maybe just add to the coverage we offer is either a share on social media or a like or a subscribe or just chuck a comment in. We won't be able to see the comment, but it all helps improve the YouTube metrics. Sorry to ask, but you know, we want to ramp the coverage up. We want to do more, and then the more we can show that there are people out there enjoying and liking and just generally being engaged, the more we can make that case. So we super appreciate it. Chelsea Marshall, 37.5 kilos, gets the hand up from Mike King, veteran of the game and big man in the sport. Chelsea Marshall, 37.5, presses it through. She'll be happy with that,
Very
I
nice.
suspect.
Yep, all 3 benches in. And now we have Molly Beck of Parkhead coming out for her 3rd.
Molly will be followed by Tegan Basie and Fern Wilson. The bar is loaded, 40 kilos.
Here she comes, she's looking very focused.
Molly Beck sits herself down. And as is traditional, we get into the bench press stage of the competition. A bit more time taken setting up, a little bit more time in between lifts. People don't relax per se, but there isn't that quite high pressure situation where you have the squats. I always feel that
Squats are so stressful.
Oh, exactly, and that calms a little bit, and then we will find suddenly we rocket through the deadlifts and all the drama that goes with that. Molly Beck brings it down.
No.
Oh, that wasn't going through, was it?
No, just didn't have quite enough triceps there. She kind of shrugs as she walks off to her coach.
3rd attempt, she's on the board. She yeah. Maybe it was a YOLO.
Maybe it was a PB attempt.
Yeah, indeed.
Of course, you don't know, some of these lifters, especially the Yorkshire North East lifters, may be going for regional records. Yorkshire North East have kept their regional records for decades now, much longer than most of the divisions, so they're much harder fought.
Tegan Basie, 47.5 kilos. Gets set. Brings it out. Oh, it's a grind.
That was very good.
But well
that was very
done.
good. Got quite a narrow foot position compared to some of the other girls. A lot of the girls with the really big arches have quite a wide foot position with the feet turned out to get their feet as far back as they possibly can. I struggle with ankle mobility. I can't get my feet back at all. Even with lifts in my shoes. I wear my weightlifting shoes with a bit of a heel on and use lifts as well, but even so, I can't get my feet back at all.
Yeah, no, there's a limit to me. I've had to do so much work on my squat just to get to be able to go to depth without having my legs mildly wild aside, and that tends to be the sort of where I get some form of ankle mobility. But much like yourself, Joe, I'm not particularly malleable. No one will be commenting on my arch in a positive manner.
And I think this is again where I can see what the referees can't from my peculiar angle, because I would definitely say the heels are up there.
It's tricky, isn't it? It's Fern Wilson.
Yeah, and I can see that, you know, from their angles the referees won't be able to see that. It's just a look at the draw sometimes where the foot placement is sometimes obscured by the Eleiko rack.
Yeah, I think the thing is that the vast majority is down. It's just that little corner that can sometimes appear.
Yep.
There's no question that the foot is pressed down. It's just the appearance sometimes. So, and like you say, you're on a very particular angle.
I am, yeah. I can see through a little gap in the rack.
This is Florence Eastwood, 55 kilos.
3 attempts remain.
Gets herself set. Explosive up into the arch.
Taking her time there, making sure she's exactly in place.
Yep. I think it's a big one for her. Lots of her friends are gathered round. Comes down to the chest and presses through.
She was very tentative on the way down. I wonder if she used up a lot of energy on that slow descent.
Yeah, potentially. It was obviously a big one for her, and
Yeah.
it just didn't quite go the way she wanted. It's a shame. I think another day. But there's a bigger game afoot here, rather than this one thing. So we're in flight A, aren't we? So I should not be starting to think about first, seconds, and third.
But we can do for, well, not even for sub-juniors, because Lucy Robinson in the other group is so far ahead of the other subs.
Louisa Vargas, 55 kilos.
Okay, she missed this on her last attempt.
It's got very quiet in the room for a moment.
So that was relatively easy.
2 to 1.
But I'm seeing one red
Very
light.
happy with that.
I wondered if she anticipated the press command, to be honest, but the other referees didn't. And if the referee who gives you the command thinks that you didn't anticipate it, then,
Yeah,
then
I
you
think-
probably didn't.
I think the sort of us thick end of 3 metres back.
Yeah.
But Alice Dennis, steps it through.
Okay, Alice is in the sub-juniors. I think she's third in the subs.
So under 18. See how Alice Dennis gets on. Press.
That's not going anywhere.
No. Left-hand side dipped down, didn't it? And once that had happened, there was no recovery. Fair fight to battle, fair dues to battle with it.
So now we have Amelia Maycock of Horncastle, who is second place as we go into subtotal.
The bar is loaded. Prepare Catherine and Olivia.
So this is a PB attempt for Amelia, I think. Oh, in fact, her last one was. So she's flying on raw bench now.
Amelia Maycock, 62.5.
Got a very wide stance there. Or foot position.
Yes, she does, doesn't she? Yeah. Down it goes.
Oh, that was a lovely... Did you see that C-shaped curve as it came up?
Yeah.
She brought it back towards the shoulders before she pressed it out. It was very assured.
Yeah, that was very good indeed. Yeah, she really... forgive me not knowing the language properly, I'd call it a sort of a scoop, but she just kind of ground it round, didn't she? No. I wouldn't say that what you said was right. I'm just saying that in my beginner terminology, I would have said she scooped it out of the hole.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Catherine Sweetman, 65 kilos.
But obviously the strongest place to press is directly above the shoulders, so bringing it back to that position early gives you a good benefit, but it's just hard to do that in such a controlled way.
yeah, and not find it suddenly on your chin, right?
Yeah,
100%. Catherine Sweetman, not that it would end up on the chin because of the excellent efforts of the spotters and loaders from the farm powerlifting team.
Now she missed this weight last time, but I'm pretty sure she said to the coach as she went off that she pressed it forward, not back. So let's hope it will go this time.
Yeah, she definitely made the "I know what I did wrong" there face. Here comes Catherine.
And I think she was right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Made the correction.
Bring in the glamour with those gold heels.
Oh, no lights, but it was a good lift.
Okay, so this is the last bench in Group A. Then we'll move into Group B.
Some support for Olivia in the room. Yeah, just picked up for a second there because she hadn't got a wrist wrap on before she came on the platform.
Yeah, the only thing you can adjust on the platform is your belt. You need
Okay.
to have sorted your wrist wraps and everything else out before you come out onto the platform.
Olivia Price, fantastic arch here. Deep breath, brings it down, well, she gets it from
That
here.
was a good fight. I mean, credit to her for sticking with it
Yeah,
and battling
yeah,
with that, but it wasn't going.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're now moving into Group B.
So your final flight of bench press today, unless I'm very much mistaken, Joe.
Yes, it is.
Final flight of bench press today. It's been a day of some phenomenal lifting. I'm sure this will not disappoint. Just a reminder, we're here at Moulton College. The farm powerlifting team, led by Kevin Jane, is putting all of this together, has done a fantastic job keeping the lifters and everyone else involved. There are some fantastic referees. They're all coming here. They're all volunteers. They're all doing just phenomenal work. And we're joined by Joe Wiley, who's doing brilliant work commentating today.
Not stifling a yawn at all.
Sorry? Oh, okay. She definitely wasn't stifling a yawn, everybody. And we definitely haven't been doing this for 7 hours. Seven solid hours. There it is.
Do you know what, though? We've seen such great lifting.
Oh, you don't mind, do you? That's
No.
the point. No, absolutely. I can promise you that I don't do this much commenting when we do a corporate gig. Anna Davis, 55 kilos, gets herself set in. Shoulders tight to the bench. So, first of Flight B. It's hoping to start it in the right way. It's relatively narrow grip, I think.
Yeah, it is quite narrow. Which makes
Down
it
it
much more
goes.
tricep based.
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem there.
That is 3 whites and a good lift for
Yep,
Anna
3 white
Davis.
lights for her.
Amy Viner, 55 kilos.
And the bar is loaded. 55 kilos for Amy. Prepare Lucy and Lucy, Robinson and Hart respectively.
Gets herself set in.
Here goes Amy.
Brings you down to the chest, presses it off.
Quite a high touch position.
Nice and easy.
No problems there. So Lucy Robinson coming up next. She's opening only 2.5 kilos below her PB. Must be feeling confident. Bench must be going well. And of course, Lucy is the only sub-junior in this group, mixing it up with the bigger girls.
Big deep breath. Shall we get the hand out?
Very nice.
57.5 for Lucy. Same weight remains on the bar, same rack height for Lucy Hart. Bar is loaded. Prepare Elma and Makida.
Come on, Lucy.
Okay, here goes Lucy. That was so easy.
3 whites and a good lift. 57.5 for Lucy. 57.5 kilos remains on the bar for Eleanor Boutel. And the bar is loaded.
Okay, here we go for Eleanor Boutel at 57.5 kilos. She's taken the time to set up quite a large arch there. Stretching up into the bar. Look at that, that's some amazing mobility there. Okay, here we go. Very nice. Nice comfortable opener there. Okay, next up we have Makida Vidal. Makida Vidal was by far ahead as we came out of squats, squatting 145 kilos. She's opening her bench count at 57.5. Very nice opener for Makida. So she's still ahead at subtotal, but we've still got another 5 or 6 lifters in this group still to go. So here comes Isabel Davis, 60 kilos.
Isabel Davis. Thank you again, as always, for covering Joe, just while we try and convince people that the thing to do is not to pull out the Ethernet cables that are running the show.
You'd think that would be obvious, wouldn't you?
Well, you would.
Apparently it isn't. So we've got another lifter here with very glamorous shoes on. Some quite glittery red shoes.
Isabel Davis, 60 kilos. Takes a deep breath. Fine.
Nice bit of leg drive there.
Okay, 3 white lights and a good lift. A good lift for Isabel Davis at 60 kilos.
It's always surprising for non-lifters that you can utilise leg drive in the bench press. But you absolutely can. The danger there, though, is that your bum comes up when you drive upwards. And obviously that would be a fail. You need to keep your head, shoulders and buttocks in contact with the bench at all times.
Victoria Hammond, 65 kilos. That she comes now. Victoria's very expressive when she gets a squat. I wonder whether that carries across to her bench press. We shall soon find out. She's always very
focused. It looks like she's going to self-unrack as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just had a quick word with Mike as she came out, and it looks like she's going to unrack herself.
Well, if you know where you want the bar, you know where you want the bar. Braces the core well, pushes through well.
That looks quite difficult for an opener for me. I wonder if she's giving away a few kilos just on that unrack.
She's come out about 2/3 of the way down the table, so not an unrespectable way to start.
Here's Molly. This is a nice opener for a 63 kilo junior. Obviously, we're well over body weight already.
Pushes through. Oh, there you are. That's an arch, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah. Impressive stuff. It's set down. Down it comes. Touches. Gets the press command. There it is. And I imagine we're going to see...
We have back to the panels.
Yep, 3 white lights.
3 white lights and a good lay for Molly at 67.5, 70 kilos next week on the bar. Karenji Baines, Susan Daniel and Mo Whitworth.
It's been a fantastic day's lifting. It's only right to give a shout out to all the people who've helped here from the farm in Moulton, but we just must remember some people who it's easy to forget, which is the lifters themselves. Some people have put some time and some effort and an enormous amount of dedication to come here today and lift like this, and it's been just such a fantastic spectacle to watch, and it's always just worth saying that thank you to the lifters. They put in the blood, they put in the sweat, they put in the tears, and we've seen all of those today, and it's been very, very enjoyable indeed. So Karanjit, 70 kilos, bench press number 1.
Quite a narrow grip she's got there.
Go, Karen!
That's a bit unconventional, but she made light work of that, really.
3 white lights.
Vocal support behind us, always nice to see as well. Big shout out, of course, to all the people who make sure the lifters can be here, the parents who drive down, or the partners who drive down, or just the people who accept that they're not going to have a takeaway for 6 weeks because someone's making weight. These are the little things that make everything easier. Suzanne Daniel, 75 kilos.
Bar is loaded, 75 kilos, Susan Daniel.
Susan Daniel takes herself out. Clear instructions to Mike about how she wants to lift off, which means that she will absolutely get that from Mike. He's very good like that.
Yeah, he's a great handoff man, but he's not a mind reader, so just letting him know exactly what she's expecting is exactly right.
I'm not entirely sure. I wouldn't suspect he was a mind reader in a powerlifting sense. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
but you're right. He's not. I'm giving him more credit than I should. Suzanne Daniels brings it out and pushes it through.
Oh, that's a nice opener.
That's a very nice opener.
Going to see some more weight from her, I'm sure.
Wow. Well, we're well down the rail now, aren't we? We've only got one more person left. That's Mo Wilkler from Greater London.
I said she had a big bench, and here she comes with 85 kilos for an opener. I know her bench has been going well. I've been watching her progress on Instagram. And look at that smile. She knows this is her lift.
She's excited to lift it, isn't it?
She is. You can see. Excited to show what she can do. Now, this is 5 kilos below the current junior British record, which belongs to the awesome Bobby Butters. Of course, Bobby isn't a junior anymore, so she won't be able to fight for this back. Not only that, she's not a 63 anymore. She's gone down to the 57s. Anyway, here's Moa.
That is an acute angle. That's incredible.
No, that was slow. It wasn't super quick, but it was controlled. It was a good lift. So I wonder what she's going to put in next.
Yeah, it's an interesting question, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't super easy. It wasn't as easy as I was expecting it to be, if I'm honest. So we're going back to the top now for the second round. Yeah, she's going to 87.5. I think that's right. It wasn't quite as assured as I was expecting it to be.
60 kilos for Anna Davis.
Okay, now we have a long run of lifters on the same weight, so all these lifters are coming out for 60 kilos.
I mean, to a certain extent, Moa has made the statement herself by opening that heavy at all. Even if she jumps by 2.5 kilos, she's still ahead. And she was ahead of squats anyway, wasn't she?
She wasn't, actually.
Whoops.
It was Makeda Vidal did 145 and Victoria Hammer did 142.5 as well, as Moa only got her 140. But that massive bench puts her well in the lead now.
Okay.
She's 225 on subtotal.
Anna Davis, 60 kilos. Elbows down. There's a bit of wobble on the right elbow, and ooh,
That's not going, is it?
Lord.
She had a really tricep dominant bench there. She's relatively narrow. She tucked really hard, brought it down low on the chest, and she just didn't have that drive to bring it back up.
Amy Viner, 60 kilos. Big shout out to everyone watching the stream. Thanks so much for sticking with us, especially if you've been here since the beginning. It's always appreciated, and I know that it goes a long way towards improving the profile of the sport when we get engagement. Do please keep the chat coming, do keep the emails coming, livestream at wideupmedia.co.uk. For feedback, we can't see the comments at the moment, but we will catch up with them at the end of the day. Always appreciate your feedback. We appreciate your likes and subscribes more, so keep them coming. Amy Viner, 60 kilos, bench press number 2, down to the chest, and
what a shame. I don't think that was a strength fail. I think she just technically... sorry, I'm giggling because one of the referees has just thrown one of his cards over his head.
Has he?
Red Light Riley lost control of his cards for a minute.
Oh, he lost control. They all flew up. Okay.
He did. He's back in control.
He's back in control. He's right.
Amy's bench there, I feel like she just technically got it wrong. She may well get that next time.
Lucy Hart, 60 kilos. Gets the hand out. Hopefully she's in the right position. I'm sure she will be. Deep breath down. Press through.
That's a lovely second lift. Very nice.
And she's got support in the room. It's always nice to see.
Good lift. And the bar is loaded at 60 kilos.
Okay.
Big shout out to everyone watching, young and old. Lucy Hart, 60 kilos.
I think Lucy's done her lift. I think this is Makeda Vidal.
Oh.
Having a bit of trouble.
Makeda Vidal. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Having a bit of trouble with the spreadsheet.
It's been a long day. Even Microsoft Excel is getting tired.
Okay, so here comes Makeda, looking very calm and composed as always.
Yeah, Makeda, very strong indeed. Fantastic, I suppose.
So she's sitting about 4th at this point. Excuse me, a second, George.
Do your thing, Joe, do your thing. Makeda Vidal presses 60 kilos like it's not really a problem at all. 3 white lights, which is all to the good.
That's a good lift for Makeda.
Lucy Robinson, 62.5 kilos. So, just to reiterate, we're into the bench press. This is the second flight of bench press at this weight category. And obviously, there's always that little bit of a lull in the bench press. Everything takes a bit longer. Everything just slows down a little bit. And of course, when we hit the deadlift, we will fly by. But there's still some very impressive lifting happening. Do stick with us. Do keep liking. Do keep subscribing. And if we get a cheeky post on your Facebook wall, then we would, we would absolutely take that. Lucy Robinson, 62.5 kilos. Down to the chest, off the chest.
Very comfortable lift.
Back into the thing. Absolutely. Back to the rack. All good. Bounces off. Very happy.
She looks happy with that, doesn't she?
5 past 5 here. So Mike King and his platform team have been going, 7 hours, keeping people safe, getting the job done. Massive, massive respect for them. Lucy Robinson. Lucy Robinson with the incredible back mobility there. That's a very, very high arch. Takes the time to get herself set. Takes the hand out. It's taking the time, but that's right for bench. You know, it's up to you to make sure you're in the right position. You've got to press what you've got to press. It's a technical lift, and you've got to take your time to get it in the right place. It goes to the chest, it goes off the chest, and you know, that's not bad for a second bench press, but I wonder if she wouldn't have wanted that to move a little bit faster. Doesn't look phased though. Great big smile on her face. So that's all to the good. Isabel Davis, 62.5.
62.5 kilos for Isabel Davis.
Isabel, let's see how she's doing. 62.5. Gets herself set. Again, a fantastic arch. You know, an awful lot to be said for the levels of sheer mobility on show here, and mobility in and of itself is not immediate. It's not something that you just get given. You have to train it over and over and over again. And Isabel Davis has made use of every bit of mobility she's got there to push at 62.5. And full respect for that. Victoria Hammond, 67.5 kilos, bench press number 2. Big shout out, of course, to Moulton College hosting us today. Great team. Really made us feel welcome, which is all to the good. Victoria Hammond has got 67.5.
Okay, here comes Victoria. Quite a fierce, passionate lifter.
Yes, no, I remember.
Having said that, she's come out on the platform very calmly.
Yes, Victoria mostly seemed very expressive about her squats. Whether or not now she's through those, she's sort of in a more, I don't want to say focus. She was very focused before.
She was.
Yeah. So either way, let's see what she does with her 67.5.
Seems to have any problems with that self-unrack.
Deep breath down to the chest.
Ooh, it's going though. She's grinding. That was a grinder, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
if it was me, I'd scratch at that point. I wouldn't come out for another one.
Joe, I was just thinking about the polite way to be like, I think that's your bench press day, don't you?
I think so.
Just take 5, do you know what I mean? Pop your feet up. Don't come out for your next one, which is not, no disrespect there, man. That was an insane, brilliant effort to stick with that bar.
She did brilliantly to grind through
absolutely.
it.
But
I'm surprised to see her coach come out and give another attempt to be honest. Yeah.
Well, if she can do it again at that weight, then the next weight, then that's all to the good.
Well, we thought her opener was hard, to be honest. Anyway, here's Molly.
Down it comes. Up it comes. Yep.
Yeah, that was a little bit difficult. She pressed that forward, not back. But the strength was clearly there.
We might find that we have a few fails in round number 3, eh? If people come out for their benches.
Maybe so.
Not that we're hoping for it, of course, but we're just trying to predict the run of play.
So where are we up to?
75 kilos.
So Molly is. Do you know it's very close here? There's a lot of girls on very similar subtotals, so it's hard to say exactly what people's placings are.
It will, I suspect, become clearer as we hit the deadlifts.
Yep.
It always does, doesn't it?
Oh no! Look, Victoria Hammond hasn't put another attempt in. That's
actually not.
No,
that feels sensible.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, look, I'd love to see her. Do you know what I mean? If it was, but at the same time, I think she's proved her point today. 75 kilos has moved a little. Well, no, it's fine. It's all good. Wasn't quite sure if that was where she meant to bring it down, but
like I said last time, it's not an unusual technique. It's slightly unusual technique, but it seems to work for her. She's got very long arms. People have to work with the levers they've got and work out what the best technique for them is.
Suzanne Daniels.
This is a big old bench press.
Oh Lord, yes. So I think we're getting a correction on the pronunciation of Suzanne's name.
Oh yeah?
Well, I think it should be Suzanne rather than Suzanne. I think the Z should be an S. But we shall see what happens. Either way.
That was very nice.
However you pronounce it, she's pulled up a bench press she's very proud of, and that's always good to see. So Moa Winkler is... This is pressing to keep her lead? Or has she surrendered her lead?
She's still in the lead. She's got she's 7.5 kilos clear, to be honest.
Oh, well, there you are.
She's quite comfortably in the lead there, but she's coming out to put a little bit more on it. Like we said, her opener wasn't as comfortable as we were expecting it to be, so she's taking some quite conservative jumps now.
Got a big smile on the face.
She's such a great competitor. She's got such a great attitude. She just can't wait to come out and get stuck into it.
And she has a maturity beyond her years, because I have to be honest, I would not have pegged her as junior. The amount of... When I've seen her lift, she lifts in a very cool, composed manner.
That's fair enough.
Not to say that anyone else hasn't, but it's just, it seems particularly pronounced.
I think a lot of these junior ladies today have been very composed and very accomplished.
That's impressive stuff. Look at that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think that looked a bit better than her opener, to be honest.
Yep, that looked more like what she was after. I wonder if she just needed to give her opener a bit more welly. If that's
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe she was a little bit overconfident with it. It didn't quite go like she'd expected, but I could see.
Yeah, I know sometimes I'm guilty of trying to negotiate the bar up rather than just get it pushed, you know. And it's usually when I'm trying to sort of relax. I think, okay, if I do everything right, then everything will happen by magic. And occasionally I just need to get a smack by my coach and told press it. Either way, Anna Davis is coming out for 60, bench press number 3. So the final flight of bench today. Promises to be a good one. Anna Davis did not get her second, I believe. So she sort of needs this one to keep the total ticking along. Although obviously she's on the board, so there's no issue there.
We're going to see a record attempt by Mo Wickner on her third bench. Which, to be honest, I've seen her in training press a lot more. I think she should be good for it.
Anna Davis, 60 kilos. See how she gets on. Heels are good. Anna Davis steps it out.
Very shaky on the descent.
Comes, yeah.
Oh, she's staying with it. That's a brave attempt. She fought that hard.
Yeah, do you know what? Fair play.
Wasn't quite there today.
Wasn't going to go, but you know she gave herself every opportunity.
Amy Viner, Lucy Hart and Eleanor Boutel to follow. Bar is loaded, 60 kilos. Amy Viner, North Midlands.
Amy Viner stepping out 60 kilos. Vocal support behind us, always nice to see. Crowd in the room is undiminished. Same group of people, same group, excellent support. Amy Viner pushes.
That was a nice.
Yeah.
She failed that on her second.
I think she rushed that off her chest, Joe.
She jumped the command.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. I think she was keen to press it. I think she went for it, and I think that was just. It's unfortunate, you know.
I think sometimes when it's on the edge, you feel like, well, I'm pressing it now, or I'm not pressing it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you red like me or you don't, but this is getting pressed now. Yeah, fair play. Lucy Hart, 62.5 kilos.
Okay, this was the weight she pressed at the Euros in France last month.
So she gets on, down it comes, up it comes.
Very nice.
Good attempt selection for Lucy today. She's happy.
Well, she's got Dean Bowring picking her numbers for her there.
Ooh.
Can't think of many better.
Yeah, if Dean tells you to lift it, you lift it, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
You don't want to have to go back and tell him you didn't.
Well, he's not. He's not a man to be trifled with. This much we could say with absolute certainty. He's very much in charge. Eleanor, 65 kilos.
Eleanor Boutel.
Yeah, she's having a good day. She's lifting very much within herself.
Yep, absolutely. I think the only slight wrinkle was the time when her squat descended slightly.
That's right.
Yeah, that was which she hasn't allowed to phase her. In all fairness, 65 kilos, presses herself up. Gets herself set. I mean, she takes her time. She did in the last one as well, but it's just, if she's in the right place, she's in the right place, you know, and that's absolutely her prerogative. Down it comes.
I think right at the bottom there, you could see the bar was on a really tight descent, and at the very last, it dropped too low on her chest. She was never going to bring that back up off her chest.
Yeah.
Just made that tiny error just at the bottom of the bench.
Isabel Davis, 65 kilos.
Lucy Robinson to follow.
$65 kilos, Isabel Davis. Over body weight. Grinds in the shoulders. Gets the feet set. Big shout out to everyone watching on the stream. Big shout out to our sponsors, Eleiko SPD, and of course the British Powerlifting. We are Wired Up Media. We're delighted to be here. Very thankful to Joe Wiley, who's been doing fantastic commentary all today. Bar come down to Isabel's chest and does not move. Nope. Hey ho.
Unfortunately, no lift at 65 for Isabel. Same weight remains to the bar for Makita Vidal, Greater London. Bar loaded.
Makita Vidal, 65 kilos, very strong indeed.
She was certainly very strong on the squat, wasn't she?
Yeah, and her bench presses have been equally as impressive.
Yeah, I think she's sitting in 3rd place at the moment. This isn't going to move her up, I don't think. Oh, do you know, I thought she might have just a little bit more grind.
Yeah, of course. I wonder what happened there. It's a bit of a shame. I thought she had that. Like you, Joe, I really did think that she had that. But hey, sometimes you know.
Yeah, it's true.
Lucy Robinson, 67.5 kilos. Brief update from the commentary team. Joe has once again stood up because plastic chair is simply uncomfortable. Unfortunately, I am feeling slovenly and I'm just leaning further and further in mine. If you hear a crash, I've leant too far.
Might start bringing my own chair.
Well, we should start demanding them, Joe. Lucy Robinson, 67.5 kilos. GBR singlet means something impressive is likely to happen, and indeed
right
it
arm
does.
lagged a little bit, but it went in the end. It's worth reminding you that Lucy is a sub-junior. She's competing amongst the juniors, but she is in fact under 18.
She's probably younger than you, and she's probably stronger than you, is the general summary.
Definitely.
Molly Tweedle, 75 kilos.
So there are a group of 4 girls now that are within 2.5 kilos of each other. The first and second places as subtotal are quite far in advance, but then there's 4 that are jockeying for 3rd place. Always good to have a fight in the class.
Yeah, absolutely. It keeps things lively, doesn't it? Molly Tweedle drops her shoulders in. Gets herself set. Brings it down. No, she didn't breathe.
It's not quite there,
no.
is it? She was a bit shaky on the way down.
All respect to her, it looks like she could have held it there for about a day, but unfortunately she couldn't press it much further than that,
So Karenji is coming out now. She had the very tricep dominant narrow grip bench. So we've only got a couple more benches to go now. Now her last one was quite difficult, so...
Yes, it was, wasn't it? It was a bit of a war, so let's just see what goes on. Takes a deep breath. Brings it down.
And she's fighting it, but it's just not quite there. Okay, we have quite a big bench coming up from Suzanne Daniel.
Next weight on the bar, Suzanne Daniel, South East Division, followed only by Noah. Bar is loaded, 85 kilos, Suzanne Daniel.
Here she comes. She looks ready for it.
Yep, not messing around. So she's pulled out some incredibly impressive benching today, hasn't she?
She has, yeah. She has quite a big squat as well. She squatted 137.5.
Got it all going on. Suzanne Daniel, 85.
So currently in 2nd place at subtotal.
So to cement second.
What
Wow.
a lovely bench. She's smiling to herself there, even as she finished the lift.
Very, very happy with that, and well, she should be.
Okay, last bench of the day is a British record attempt.
I think she's got this. Touch wood.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I think she's got this. So it's a British record, and it's to keep her in first, isn't it?
Yeah, she's currently 5 kilos ahead. This will extend her lead a little bit more. And here she comes. She's got a big smile. She's ready for this. Oh, it's great to see a lifter enjoying competing.
Yeah, indeed. Get some advice from Martin Bass, a coach. He trains at the Bethnal Green Weightlifting Club, as do an awful lot of very strong people indeed. 90.5 kilos, grinds her shoulders into the bench. You're about to see a phenomenal display of mobility, matched only by a phenomenal strength. 90.5 kilos.
Okay,
There it is. She's got the hand out. There's a silence in the room. Everyone wants her to get this. We're all behind you, Mama.
And it's going. She's got it. Absolutely brilliant.
Oi, 2-1.
2-1 is good enough. She races off the platform.
She's run off the platform. Someone's getting a big hug. That's fantastic work. Yeah, that was great. So that's it. So we've got another 10-minute break. 10-minute break, and then we will return and be with you. We're the final flights this afternoon of what's been a phenomenal day of competition. Don't go anywhere. We will be back. And we're back. Welcome back to Moulton College for the final flight of the British Junior Women, which will resume soon.
And it will resume now.
Anya Delaney, 75 kilos.
Deadlifting in knee sleeves.
Which, as we already identified, is completely legit, but might catch the bar on the way up and doesn't this time, so it's all good.
That's a lovely opener.
And so, Joe, we're going to continue this fine tradition we've had all day, which is you leading the live stream for a bit while I yet again move my second camera, because seemingly every single person is different and no one is ever quite stood in the same spot. I should go and do that now.
No problem. So we've got Chelsea Marshall, again lifting in knee sleeves. These are the sub-junior 63 kilo lifters. I'm making light work of that. Very nice.
Three whites and a good lift at 80 for Chelsea. Next one arrives 92.
Okay, so we have Fern Wilson coming out next for 92.5.
Bar is loaded at 92.5 kilos to Fern Wilson.
She looks quite determined. She's got her eye on the bar from the second she walks out on the platform. Doesn't take her eye off it. And that's an easy opener. Very nice. Great to see these young ladies looking so composed. Next up we have Molly Beck at 95 kilos. That's 95 kilos on the bar, not body weight, obviously. And she's setting up for a conventional pull. Everyone has their own little setup routine. That's a lovely lift. Very nice.
So I don't know about you, Joe, and it's probably my inexperience as a lifter, but I have a moment at the start of deadlifts where I realise that yet again, if I'm not careful, I could bomb out. I don't know what it is, but I have this moment where I'm like, I could bomb out if I don't pull this, and I don't know why I think that, because, inevitably it gets pulled. But, there's the secondary relief. After the relief of getting my first squat in, then there is a relief of having got me deadlift. But I'm sure these experienced lifters are going to be better than that.
Well, I've always thought of myself as a deadlifter.
Okay, you're fine.
So I always think that, right, finally, something I can do.
I see, okay. Yeah, well, you see, I'm more of a squat aficionado myself. Maybe aficionado is the wrong word.
Well, my squat's come a long way, up until recently. I've had a few troubles with a bit of an injury, but up until recently, my squat's ended up being my best lift, which has been really hard for me to comprehend, really.
It's funny how it chops and changes, isn't it?
It is. So here's Florence from the Greater London Division, coming out for 110 kilos. It's a sumo puller.
Coach in the background looking on carefully. Here comes Florence.
And that's
not
a
an issue there.
lift. Yeah. No issues at all.
Snaps off the SBD belts, and as good a time as any to say thank you to Alico and SBD, who are the sponsors, do a great amount for the sport, and we can't thank them enough. Catherine Sweetman coming up for 110. We are Wide Up Media. We're here on behalf of British Powerlifting. We're absolutely delighted that that's come today. Big shout out to Joe, who's been helping me with the commentary all day. I don't know what I'd have done without her. Probably said a lot of stuff that was technically not correct and got corrected on the stream, is the chance. Catherine Sweetman makes it about her back, but there it is, up it goes.
That was quite tough for an opener.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, they worked quite hard on that. She's giggling a little bit as she walks off the platform and just discussing with her coach what she's going to do next. I think that was harder than she was expecting.
Yes.
But a lot of lifters train deadlift and squat on a different day, so it's a bit of a shock when you do a max squat and then a max bench, and then you have to come out and pull a big deadlift.
I'm not allowed, Joe. I always have to do squat, bench, deadlift on each day. It's the way it's programmed for me. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not allowed to just focus in. Partly because we know that I'd spend all day doing squats.
Here's Alice coming out for 117.5. She's a sub-junior, currently in, I think, third place.
Here it comes. There it was.
Oh, she's got a lot more in the tank there, hasn't she?
Yep.
Green white lights and a good lift.
Almost looked like it was just a moment of getting her bearings again after that, but that's fine.
Straight to London. Olivia Price and Amelia Maycock.
Louisa Vargas, 122.5 kilos.
122.5 kilos.
Big shout out to absolutely everyone on the stream. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for being with us. We do appreciate likes. We do appreciate subscribers. We like to be shared on your social media even more if you can manage it. It all helps grow everything. Louisa Vargas might have wanted that to be a little faster, but it's 122 kilos. So
She looks quite happy as she walks off.
And the lights say 3 white lights and a good lift for Louisa. 127.5 kilos next to Olivia Rice, Amelia Maycock, and Anya Delaney to get ready.
So Olivia Price is looking for 127.5 kilos.
Olivia Price. Gets herself in position, pulls it through. Yeah, it's excellent.
3 white lights and a good lift for Olivia at 127.5, 140.
Now we have Amelia Maycock, who's second place currently in the sub-juniors.
Prepare Anya and Chelsea. Bar loaded, 140 kilos, Amelia Maycock.
Amelia Maycock, 140 kilos. 5:30 going on 22.6. Coming up on 8 hours of competition. Big shout out to the spotters and the loaders. Marshalled by Mike King and coming from the Farm Powerlifting Club here in Moulton. They've been keeping people safe and they've been doing phenomenal work all day. And huge shout out to them. Here comes Amelia Maycock. Momentary pause. And then
that was very easy, wasn't it? She's got loads more there.
Yeah.
3 white lights and a good lift for Amelia, 140. We're moving to deadlift 2 now.
So it's flight 1, so we're probably not tussling around for medals at this point, but we will be soon. And obviously there are all sorts of totals, regional PBs, and just, bragging rights and or the pride of having got things just right on the day at stake for the lifters here.
I can see that Amelia's put in 152.5 for her second lift, and that will be a PB. She's had 150 before in raw competition. Of course, she competes equipped as well. So here comes Anya for 80 kilos.
Gets herself set. Again, knee sleeves. It seems to be the
wrist
fashion.
straps, people do. Get the most out of all their equipment.
I've done wrist straps before, and I've done that because the bar was shifting in my hands and we didn't have time to fix the silly thing I was doing to do it. So I would wrap my wrist so I couldn't feel what my hands were doing.
Okay.
I'm sure she's not doing it because she's got an issue with her grip. That's just for foolish individuals like me. Chelsea Marshall. Another one with knee sleeves. This is de rigueur at this point, Joe.
Yeah. And as a conventional lifter as well.
Yeah. Pulled it through.
That was relatively easy for a second.
We're on second already. This is what we mean about the competition speeding up.
100 kilos on the bar now for Fern Wilson. Molly and Keegan to follow.
It's been a fantastic day's lifting. We've seen an awful lot of really tremendous quality lifting from everyone who's competed here today, and so it's just worth saying a huge shout out and a massive respect to everyone. Not just to the people lifting, but also the people supporting them, the people who've put up with their diets for the last however many weeks, the people who've put up with their being at the gym all hours, all the people who drive them places and pick them up, and all the other good stuff that goes into making the sport what it is. 100 kilos from Fern Wilson. And
Okay,
down
she had to
it
work
goes.
for that, but it was nice and smooth.
Indeed.
3 white lights and a good lift. 102.5 kilos next up on the bar for Molly Beck. Tegan and Catherine to
So
follow.
Molly is in fourth, I think, in the subs.
Molly Beck.
I wonder if this will move her up.
Molly Beck, 102.5. Gets herself set, composes herself, takes a moment. Deep breath, hips under, and any minute now. Yeah, it goes through all of the back positions, but it's a really good lift, so that's all good. Yep, 3 white lights.
And a good lift at 102.5 for Molly.
Tegan Vasey.
15 is the next weight. 110 for Molly. Tegan and Catherine to follow.
Molly's.
Bar is loaded. 110 kilos, Tegan Vasey.
Here she comes. Deep breath, push it. Ooh. Okay,
What
just a
happened
second. No, I don't know, and I suspect Tegan knows. Either something has gone awry, and she decided that she would be unsafe to continue that, or she was in the wrong position, or I don't know. It was a definite. It got to a stage and it didn't feel right. Let's see if she comes for a third. If she doesn't, then I suspect something has just gone pop. But if not, then it might just be that she knew. I think she knew that something wasn't quite where it needed to be, and she stepped back from it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just going to leave you a second. I think something's gone wrong with the spreadsheet.
Ah, superb. Okay, I shall cover as best I can. So it looks like there might be a momentary hiatus as the team here attempt to rectify the spreadsheet. Spreadsheets, of course, are all important because they tell us who's lifting how much weight, and you don't want to get that wrong. Meanwhile, of course, let's just take a little recap of what we've seen today. We've seen competitions won on the very last deadlift, the deadlift that in fact broke the British record. So let's just take a second to recap on that. Also, let's take a second to recap on just what a fantastically organised, well put together and brilliant day of competition it's been. There has been absolute organisation from start to finish. Everything has run exactly as it should. The lifters have felt supported and happy, and everything has moved through in exactly the way that everyone had expected, and that's a massive credit to Kevin Jane and his team here at Moulton College at the farm.
Okay, we're having all manner of technical issues here today.
Catherine
We're on top of it.
Sweetman is taking her time to pull that, but has done it.
Well, her opener was difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah, and her second
And that one
continued
was,
the theme. She's happy. She's running off.
Yeah, I don't know how much more she's going to have, though.
Yes, it's hard to know what to do for the third. It's times like that when you wish you were breaking a British record so you could chip it, isn't it?
Yeah, she's currently in 4th place in the juniors. Yeah, but of course we have the whole of the group to go in the juniors.
Yes, indeed. Florence Eastward, 117.5, puts the bar where she wants it. If you will excuse me and for a moment, Joe, I'm just going to slightly correct the spreadsheet.
Absolutely.
Doohickey in the bottom right of the viewer screen.
Okay, so this is Florence Eastwood for 117.5. It was a little bit difficult breaking from the floor, but you do get that with sumo lifting. Made short work of it once it did come off the floor. Okay, Alice Dennis is up next. She's in the sub-juniors, currently in 2nd place. But I think showing us 2nd place, but actually that's going to be 3rd place because obviously Lucy Robinson is in the other group. Makes it very confusing when they split the age categories across 2 different groups. Okay, that was fast off the floor, a little bit slow at lockout.
132.5 kilos next weight on the bar for Louisa Vargas.
So Louisa Vargas is coming out next for 132.5 kilos.
Bar is loaded, 132.5 kilos, Louisa Vargas.
And we're back, and you can see who's who and what's what, which
Here
is
she
always
comes,
good.
very determined.
She's not messing around. Hook grip, fair play.
Ooh, bit of a soft lockout. Will she get that? No.
2-1, wobble at the top.
Soft lockout. Well, one of the referees gave it a blue card, which is the bar dipping, and the other referee gave a red card, which is soft lockout. So take your pick. So here we go, Olivia Price coming out for 135 kilos for her second. quite long legs. That bar has got quite a long way to go. And that's a nice lift. She's probably got a few more kilos there for a third.
Yeah, one would think so.
So the last of the second attempts in Group A, this is Amelia Maycock, who has been absolutely smashing it.
Amelia Maycock, 152.5.
Yeah, as predicted, Catherine Sweetman has not put in a third attempt. I think that's right. I think she was right on the limit with that second there.
And for the record, she has contributed enough, more than enough. You know, that's there's plenty of effort was put in there. There's no backing away from anything there. Amelia Maycock, 152.5.
I think this is a PB for her in a roll lifting.
Deep breath.
Very determined.
So there's that little double movement where she pushes her hip through, but it's not a problem. It's
no, you often get that second part of a lift on the sumo. The difficulty is the transition and just making sure that you don't tip forward a little bit or the bar doesn't dip a little bit.
Anya Delaney, 85 kilos.
B group take note, we are into round 3 of the A group.
10-2-6. 8 hours nearly of competition. Shout out to absolutely everyone who's made it happen. Lifters, referees, spotters, loaders, volunteers, just about everyone who's been involved.
Okay, we're on the home run now for Group A. These are we're just starting the third round of deadlifts. Anya is coming out for 85 kilos. She's one of our sub-junior lifters. Oh, and that's just a little bit too heavy.
Yeah, it just got a little bit far away from her shin, didn't it? Who knows? Strength may be there, strength may not. It just sort of meandered forward a little bit, didn't it?
Well, once you're onto your third lifts, then you're really going to have to make it... sorry, I'm distracted by an issue with the... spreadsheet again.
So, moving on from there, we will be looking for... If you're on the live stream, thank you so much for staying on there. Do please like, do please subscribe. It's super appreciated. It goes a long way towards helping us be here. We are Wired Up Media. We are doing our level best to bring this to as many people as possible with all the information that you would want, and I hope we've succeeded. If you did like what we're doing, do please leave a comment, like and subscribe. It's super appreciated. We also quite appreciate ending up in your social media. Chelsea Marshall. Okay, now if she's avoided that being a hitch, then she's all good, but she's not. That's unfortunate. The strength was there, but the breakdown of the bracing was what was fatal in the end. Fern Wilson, 105.
105 kilos next weight on the bar for Fern Wilson, Molly Beck and Tegan Basie to follow third.
Okay, Fern Wilson coming out for 105.
Fern Wilson.
She's one of the junior lifters, so we won't know the placings for the juniors till we've got through Group B.
Gets herself set. Shoulders in. And that's...
It's going. Can she lock it out? It looks like she can.
Yeah, it was the knees. No knees are good.
Referees are happy, and that's all that matters.
Big smile of relief on her face as she walks off, and a big hug for the people waiting for her. Molly Beck, 105.
The bar is loaded. 105 kilos. Molly Beck.
Out she comes. 63 kilos. Steps it forward, grinds her foot in, grinds her other foot in, shoulders down, grips with one hand, grips with the other hand, dips and pulls.
It's heavy, but she's got it.
Very happy to have got it as well.
Nice little scream at the end there. She's happy with that.
110 for Tegan Basie. Next up, Florence and Alice to follow. 3 attempts remain to make any changes to Group B. 3 attempts only to make any Group B changes.
Okay, we've got Tegan Basie coming out next for 110. She failed this last time. She's going to have another crack at it.
Here she comes. She's been told to take her time from the corner, which presumably is specific feedback. See how it goes. She's composing herself. She's getting her hands right. Oh,
that's just not happening today.
Yes, yeah. So this was what happened last time, Joe. And I don't know if you can see anything. I can't, but it just looks like she knows it's not going to fly.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. I'm sort of looking around a referee, so I don't have a great view. I'm not really sure what went on there. It didn't look like she gave it a huge effort.
She's what makes me wonder whether something's been tweaked or whether she's just caught something.
Maybe.
And it's
she looked happy enough as she went up the platform.
Yeah, it didn't look like she felt like she'd let herself down or anything. I suspect it might be something is either tight or hurt, and she's self-preservation mode. Florence Eastwood, 125 kilos. Belt is done. One big kick, two kicks.
That's a nice wide sumo stance she got there. Toes pointing very forwards though, which is unusual.
One hand in, second hand in. Yeah, she looks happy with that, and so she should. Very, very happy. Alice Dennis, 130 kilos, deadlift number 3.
So Alice is in 3rd place in the sub-juniors.
Out she comes.
She's put a bigger jump on for her 3rd deadlift than for her 2nd, which isn't the way you'd usually do it unless you were vying for places. I wonder if she's nowhere near 2nd place.
This one's for her.
That's some grit, isn't it? Pulling through with the legs shaking like that.
She's got it though, yeah.
Yeah, she has.
Fabulous.
Well done to her. That was some determination.
So that means something to her. I'd be willing to bet that that's something, a specific number for her or whatever, and she's just gone out there and gone, today I get it, and fair play, because she did.
She's just top 300 wilts, so I wonder if that's it.
Yeah, there we are, of course. Everyone starts to focus in as we get closer to the end of what's been a fabulous day lifting. Louisa Vargas screaming as she starts. She's not messing around. There's a stamp as well. She clearly wants this one.
Well, she missed 132.5 on her 2nd, and she's gone up 5. But no, that's not going anywhere.
And she's just taking a moment.
Yeah, I'm sure she's fine. She's smiling up at Mike. She's just ran out of oxygen there, I think. Went a little bit grey.
Left it all on the platform. Up she jumps. She'll probably swing by the medical team in a minute.
Yeah, it's not unusual for, you just you use up all your oxygen on the attempt and you just grey out for a little minute. You soon come back.
Yeah. She's all to the good. Olivia Price, 140 kilos. Fantastic days lifting here today. Fantastic organisation from the team. Olivia Price is going to step out.
Here she comes. She's coming out for 140. She got 135 on her 2nd attempt. She's currently sitting at a 305 total.
Gets herself. Wow.
And it was difficult breaking from the floor, but she got it.
Moves that slow off the floor, but still goes. Considerable effort.
160.
Last lift in Group A, 160. Just under double body weight for Amelia Maycock.
Okay, this is the last pull in Group A.
And this is the British junior record for Amelia Maycock. Should she get it? Sub-junior record.
Amelia Maycock, 160 kilos.
So this is a British sub-junior record attempt.
She's come out with real purpose. gets herself set.
And it's on its way. Can she lock it out? She's pulling, she's pulling. She's locked it. That's lovely. The referees are keeping us waiting. That's a British sub-junior record for
she's
Amelia.
delighted. She's delighted, and well she should be. So here it goes.
We're going to move to Group B now.
Final flight. She'll see how she gets on.
And our first lifter is going to be Eleanor Boutel.
Eleanor Boutel, who's lifted with real fire today. Looking to round it off the way she wants to round it off and have the day she wants.
So Eleanor's going to come out for 122.5 kilos.
Deadlift number 1. See how she gets on.
We're going to see some real battles, I think, as we work through this group.
Places. Mr. Riley, is the bar loaded? The bar is loaded! 122.5 kilos for Eleanor Boutel of Scotland.
Here comes Eleanor. A lot of very vocal support in the room.
It's been a good atmosphere here at Moulton today.
Yeah, it's been super nice and super friendly all ways round. See how Eleanor gets this one done. And we can really argue with that, can we? Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been a lovely atmosphere, as we said before, but it bears saying again. You know, everyone wants to see everyone do well.
Yeah.
There's no heavy-duty competition sort of spirit here, although everyone wants to win and they'll pull with fire and passion.
Well, we saw this with Kat
Smith.
Smith and Elspeth McLeod. They battled really hard, and each one really wanted to win. They both did incredible things, but there were hugs at the end.
I think the nice thing about powerlifting is that if you are going to be competitive and you are going to push someone right to the very end, you have to do your absolute very best. You bring out the best in each other, you know. And well, you know, this is what we've seen all day today. Amy Viner, and up it goes.
There was no nonsense there, was there?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, pick it up, right? That's the essence of the thing. Isabel Davies, 125 kilos. Shout out to everyone who's been on the stream with us since 10 o'clock this morning when we started going. It's been a fantastic day's lifting. We hope you enjoyed it. Do please leave a comment or a like or a subscribe. We super appreciate it. Isabel Davies gets herself set, drops and through.
Bar rolled away a little bit, but it didn't seem to hinder her at all.
2-1.
She got a blue card there off Emma. Blue card is either supporting on the thighs or downward movement of the bar, one or the other.
Her coach got clarification by that by doing a little movie downward knee movement.
Yeah, okay.
Which was quite a nice moment. Off camera, sadly. Anna Davis. Here she comes. Had a good day. See how she gets on.
Practically launched onto the platform there by her coach.
130 kilos on the bar.
Winds her arms in. Pulls.
Doesn't look like an opener.
No, it looked like a second maybe, or even a third, but not an opener.
Okay, hopefully she's... hopefully that was just a little bit of nerves, a little bit of technical issues. Hopefully she'll do best for the next one. Here's Lucy Hart.
Lucy Hart.
Also on 130, well, she made short work of that. Now we have Molly Tweedle coming out for 140. We're starting to see the placings fall into place now.
Molly Tweedle. See how she gets on.
Bar is loaded, 140 kilos, Molly Tweedle, Scotland.
Let's calm, let's composed.
Very nice.
3 white lights and a good lift at 140 for Molly. Karen Baines, 147.5 kilos. Next, weight on the bar. Lucy Robinson and Tia Vidal to follow.
I think we're going to see some record attempts of Lucy, you know. The British record is 158. She's opening on 150.
unless, of course, she does 2.5 kilo jumps. She's just teasing us. I very much doubt it, though.
Here's Karanji coming out for 147.5. Conventional puller. Wasn't very easy. I would have wanted a bit of an easier pull for my opener, I think. You've got to think if your opener's that hard, have you really got another 2 pulls in you?
Is there any benefit, not on the lifting level, but on a competitive level, of putting your opener high in order to encourage... No, because the other people don't know what you're opening with, do they, Joe? So there's no...
They do. The coaches are watching the score sheets.
Yeah, but they can't change what they opened at, can they? So
you can change your opener.
Oh, of course you can. Yeah, of course. So maybe... Does that ever happen, do you think? Do you think people are going high just to see what others are doing?
Yeah, people play games.
Yeah, Lucy Robinson, 150. No games
that looked
there.
Very easy, didn't it? So I think we might see a record attempt on her second.
So many records have fallen today. It's really very impressive indeed. Makeda Vidal. 150, had a very strong day indeed. See how she gets on here. Gets the bar just where she wants it, which is absolutely fair enough. Drops and pulls and pretty much
very comfortable.
Everything Makeda's done today, it's just strong. It's strong on strong on strong.
Strong and good technique as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Her squats were very slow on the descent, very controlled. But she never lost position, she never lost her form. She's been very impressive today.
Victoria Hammond, passionate lifter as we already observed. I imagine that she's going to go for this.
Yeah, this is going to put her in 3rd place, I think.
Pull, 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 pull. Wow. Raw power.
Yeah, she's got a lot more to come there.
Yeah, and that put her in 3rd, did it?
3 white lights? Yeah, well, the other 2 haven't done their lifts yet, but if they get their openers, I think that will put her in 3rd place. So we have the 2 front runners coming up now. Moa Wickner is way in the head, to be honest. Her subtotal.
Moa Wickner. 165. Okay, so she's already in the lead and she's trying to cement it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty much been the story of her day, hasn't it, really?
It has, yeah, and look at that smile.
Yeah, enjoying herself, and why not, right?
It's great to see a lifter enjoying themselves. I'm usually too stressed to enjoy it until afterwards.
Makes it about her back, but her back's very strong, so that's all to the good.
Yeah, I think she, if she can get a better position off the floor, a lockout will be a lot easier.
Suzanne Daniel, 165.
But she's already on, if I can see the spreadsheet correctly, that's 395.5.
Suzanne, however, isn't
and
that
I
far
think
behind,
that's already a PB total.
Okay, wow. Suzanne Daniel, 165 kilo. Pull, pull, pull. Wow. Okay, so that was easier, wasn't it?
No, that was a great deadlift.
Yeah. So she could still win, though, Suzanne.
She could.
She could. Yeah. So it's her and
This
Noah.
is going to go to the wire.
This is. I'm not sure I could take the excitement, Joe. Too much excitement. Yeah.
So Moa's looking for a PB deadlift on her 2nd attempt.
Okay.
Her best so far is 172.5.
I know you've had a lot of excitement on the stream today, but just prep yourself. You might have a bit more excitement yet. I don't think we're going to see anyone pull ahead definitively here. It's going to go down to the wire.
So back to the top again. This is the 2nd attempt. So Moa's coming out for 175, but Suzanne is coming out for 178. That will take the junior British deadlift record.
Eleanor gets herself set,
and it will also push her a bit closer to 1st place. So this really is going to all go down to the wire. But we've got Eleanor on the platform at the moment.
Straight up, straight through.
Yep, 3 white lights.
Always a big smile from Eleanor. Isabel Davis, 132.5.
132.5 kilos, Isabel Davis, West Midlands. Anna Davis and Amy Viner to follow.
Isabel Davis, 132.5. Pull, pull, pull. Down, down, down. No complaints.
Good weight for Isabel, 137.5 kilos next weight on the bar.
We could see the total record go as well in the Genie 63s. It's currently at 407.5.
137.5 kilos, Anna Davis, Wales.
Anna Davis from Wales. Keen. Has to hand something to her handler. Anna Davis, 137.5. Big deep breath.
Here she goes. Difficult to break from the floor and the lockout. Oh, has she got that?
Did it go down? It did go down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, downward movement of the bar. Blue cards.
Unfortunate.
So Amy Viner coming out for 145.
Amy Viner, 145. Just because we're running out of opportunities for it. Huge shout outs. Moulton College, all the people from the farm, Powerlifting Club, all our spotters, loaders, and referees. They're all volunteers. Sport couldn't happen with them. We're super grateful for all the work they do. Amy Viner. It's alright.
Her face told a story on the way up there. I think that was tougher than she thought it was going to be. Lucy Hart's taken, in fact, Amy Viner took a 20 kilo jump there. Wow.
And why not, right?
I was just being impressed that Lucy Hart's come out for a 15 kilo jump. I think it's all to play for in the mid ranks, you know.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of vying for position here.
Strong from Lucy.
Very nice. So that's moved her up to 7th. Molly Tweedle currently in 6th. This will... No, it won't move her up because she's got the bodyweight disadvantage.
Molly Tweedle gets set.
Brightest socks of this session.
There we are.
Okay, that's a good lift. 3 white lights.
Good lift.
Kilos for Molly. 155 is the next weight on the bar. Karen Baines. Then Lucy Robinson, Victoria Hammond.
So, Joe, I almost hate to ask, but first, second, and
Are you
third.
off again?
No. I was wondering about first, second, and third if we knew.
Oh, okay. Yeah, currently Mo is in the lead.
Gotcha.
And she's about 8 kilos ahead of Suzanne. And then Victoria Hammond is just behind, I think. I'm having trouble focusing, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Mo is further ahead than that. Mo is...
Let's go, push him up, push him up, push him up, push him up.
No, 8 kilos ahead.
Push him up. Nice.
It's a big effort deadlift there, wasn't it? Did good.
It is. I think that's moved her up to 4th, though.
Doing good. I am,
So-
however, going to hand over to you as we now have a referee's arm straying into the shot.
Yep, no worries. So, yeah, we have Mo Wickner in the lead currently with 39.395.5. Suzanne Daniel just behind on 387.5. And Victoria Hammond is in 3rd place on 362.5. So, probably can't really catch the leading two. But we have Lucy Robinson on the platform at the moment. She's by far ahead in the sub-juniors. And that deadlift was only at half a kilo below the British record, and she's already smashed the total record. It's her own record, but you know, it's nice to put a bit of weight on it, knock it out of the park, and just put it out of reach of anyone else. So here we have 3rd place 63 kilo junior Victoria Hammond coming out for 162.5 kilos. She's looking fierce, she's looking determined. Pulling the slack out of the bar, and yes, very nice. Okay, so it's Makeda Vidal. Makeda's in 5th place at the moment. She may well catch 4th place lifter. She's lifted exceptionally well all day. I've not seen her lift before, if I'm honest, but she's been very impressive today. Here she goes, lovely technique and an easy lift. So that has moved her up to 4th place. So now we have Moa Wickner coming out for a PB attempt of 175 kilos. It's always a bit of a benchmark when you get those 3 red plates on the bar for the first time. It's always a bit startling as well to hear someone refer to it as 3 reds. You think you failed your lift.
And we're back, and we're only now realising that I was moving the camera that you were viewing with, and I forgot to switch it before I stood up. So sorry about that, everyone on the stream. That was probably disconcerting.
Here comes Moa. She looks focused. No smiles this time. She's looking very determined.
Game face on. Grabs it.
She's not had a good position off the floor, so the lockout is difficult. She's done it though.
3 white lights and a good
3 white lights. So
she's only 2 kilos off the total record now, but I wonder how much she's got in her for the deadlift.
it's just that initial moment, isn't it, where the sort of back to sort of gets a bit rounded, and then she's just fighting it all the way, isn't she? Which is not that she isn't strong enough to pull it off. It's just tricky to pull from there.
Okay, record attempt on the bar. This is 178 kilos for a 63 kilo junior lifter.
Suzanne Dagger.
And her first lift looked so easy.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if this doesn't fly, to be honest.
Me too. Oh, she missed. She'll get that next time.
Yeah, she looked...
she just lost her balance at the top.
She looked relatively furious, but with herself as she left the platform.
Oh, absolutely, she will be.
Yeah,
she will be.
Which always bodes well, because it suggests that she knew that she'd done something.
It gives the coach a real issue now. You know, you'd have thought she'd have smoked that lift and gone up and tried to go after Moa.
Yeah, this is an issue, isn't it? Because what do you have they gone up?
They haven't put their attempting yet.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so this is the question, isn't it?
Yeah. Coming in.
And also, you only got a minute to put it in, so your lifter's in a vulnerable place to just miss the lift, and yet they've got to make a big call, or at least support the call that you're about to make. Tricky time.
This is the time when you just go and have a moment to yourself and you leave it to your coach.
Yes. yeah, of course.
You know, there are times when you have a discussion with your coach about what you think or what you don't think, but this is not the time for that. This is the time to just go and settle yourself down and leave it to your coach. So this is Anna Davis coming out for 137.5. She missed this on her last attempt. Let's see if she can get it this time.
I think she did.
Yeah, the lockout wasn't very convincing, but the referees are happy. She got 3 white lights. Okay, so this is Eleanor Boutal coming out for 140 kilos.
We may have first and second place settled, but the battle for the record is on. If you look closely at the score sheet, bar is loaded, 140 kilos.
Okay, here's Eleanor for 140.
Here she comes.
You've got a 178.5 and a 179 in there.
Grinds her feet in.
So this is the 3rd round of deadlifts now. We are on the home straight.
Grinds the hand in. Great support in the room as always. Sets, lats, dips down, pulls hard. And caps off a great day's lifting for Eleanor. She's very happy.
She's happy with that, isn't she?
Isabel Davis.
Bar is loaded, 140 kilos, Isabel Davis, West Midlands.
Here comes Isabel for 140 kilos.
See what she's got. Feet out. Arms up. Get set. One hand round. Second hand round. Deep breath. Drives up.
The grip went. What a shame.
Unfortunate. She's
Such
an
a shame
expressive
when-
lister. She
Yeah.
takes it to heart, doesn't she? But you know, she's done good
Well,
today. She
you
needs
do.
to. She needs not to beat herself up about it. You know.
And if you've got the strength to pull it, but
Yeah.
you can't quite keep hold of it, that's really upsetting. I can understand why she'd be upset by that.
Yeah. No, 100%. Amy Viner, 152.5. Deadlift number 3.
So we're cleaning the bar again between each lift because it's the third round of deadlifts. You get a bit of a build-up of chalk in the knurling, and you know that might seem like a good thing, but it can, you know, if you get too much chalk, you can just lose grip on it.
Deep breath,
So
pushes
it's
it.
moving. Can she lock it out? She can. That was a very well judged third attempt.
Third attempt, she's happy. Big hug on the way out. Always nice to see. Molly Tweedle. Tweddle, sorry. Tweddle, not Tweedle.
Tweedle.
Is it? Oh, God.
Here she comes.
There she comes. Molly, here she comes to lift. Gets herself set. Takes a moment just to compose herself.
Currently in 6th place.
Yeah. No great issue there. Blue white lights.
That doesn't move her up. She stays in 6th place.
She's happy with that. Well, she should be.
So Lucy Hart's coming out for 157.5 kilos. This will move her up a couple of places, I think, if she gets it. Or one at least. It's quite a big jump. She did a 15 kilo jump for her second attempt, and she's gone up another 12.5. But she's got Dean Bowring coaching her, so he's a man that knows what he's doing.
Lucy Hart. Good team in the corner.
And it's moving. Can she pull it? Oh, it's just too much. And she's laughing, and her coach is laughing. It was just a bit too heavy on the day.
Yep. Well, she gave it everything she'd got. Lucy Robinson.
We have the awesome sub-junior Lucy Robinson.
Beaten all the other sub-juniors, but because it's successful, this will be a new sub-junior British record for Lucy Robinson.
So this will be a British record in the deadlift and the total.
Why not finish in style, eh? Bar is loaded.
Here comes Lucy Robinson.
Come on, Lucy. She's looking relatively relaxed for someone who's
She looks like she's made peace with the
smashed it out of the
situation,
park.
doesn't she? Yeah.
She knows she's British champion. She knows she's got British records.
Deep breath. Very focused. Drops and tightens and pulls.
And that was lovely.
Puts it down.
There it is, folks.
There it is.
Record for Lucy Robinson.
That was very nice indeed.
Style. 162.5 kilos.
She was so far in advance of the other sub-juniors. She's a very good lifter. Okay, so we're at the pointy end. We have 5 deadlifts to go.
Bar is loaded. Karen Baines, if she gets this, she will provisionally take 4th place.
Okay, this will move Karanji up if she can pull it.
No, our last one wasn't a picnic, so let's just see what she's
No,
got.
but she's managed to push through quite a lot of lifts that have looked difficult, so
Yes, indeed, yeah, none of
I
them.
wouldn't count her out.
Oh, Lord. Good God, what
And
a
if she's
fantastic
actually
effort.
managed to lock that out, that is amazing.
Let's sit down, and now surely she gets the white light. She does. Goodness me, have you ever seen
That was so
something
impressive.
that-
When it came off the floor so
Yeah,
slowly,
no,
I would
exactly.
never have given
No,
her that.
It happens, I thought, well, it's not going anywhere from there, but then look at that, my goodness, such determination, such grit.
Okay, so we've got Makeda Vidal in 4th place.
And I think first and second and third are sewed up.
I don't think first and second are going to change hands, but you know what? Suzanne is coming under attack from Victoria Hammond.
So, first is sewed up tomorrow, but
I don't think Makeda can move up, but I must admit that that's my eyes or the score sheet's a little bit blurry.
see how Makeda does.
Oh no, she can move up.
Is this to move up?
Yeah, she can take third with this.
Oh, she's not put a foot wrong all day, and that
And
is
she
no
hasn't now.
exception. And now she's in third, yeah?
Let's see.
Third place for Makeda.
Wait, I need to...
Yep, bronze medal position. So that was Makeda pulling for third place and getting it, which is all fantastic. Momentary hiatus here, and so it's nearly time. We're nearly over, and so therefore we're going to have to say... So it's just a moment. One of the coaches has put in a going down, but it's looking like it was a vocal error. Something was said that wasn't meant to be said. Been a fantastic day of lifting here. Absolutely fantastic crew from the Moulton College powerlifting squad who've been doing all the spotting and loading. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to Moulton College. Just been great hosts today. We're Wide Up Media. My name's George Mannix. I've been assisted so well by Jo today. She's been absolutely fantastic doing the commentary. It's been super, super appreciated. Everyone here, the MCs, the judges, everyone, the referees.
We had a little bit of a technical issue there. They put a change in that would move the order. They put a change in that they couldn't take because of the lot numbers, essentially.
Victoria Hammond has gone down. There is no way that was going up. She had a really good go.
No, it was
at
unfortunate. Her coach put 170 in, but because she had the lower lot number, that would have put her ahead of the other lifter that pulled 170. So although you can drop your weight to the same, if it would put you in a different order, you can't take it. So it was a lot number issue.
Okay, and was that the lift we just saw, Jo?
That was the lift we just saw, yeah.
Okay, so that was higher than she wanted.
So she had to go up to 172.5 rather than 170 because of the lot number.
Gotcha.
So here we go. Last two deadlifts of the day. These are record attempts.
So deadlift record attempts, yeah?
Yep.
But we're not going to see any change of the positions, we don't think.
No, I don't think we can.
So
but
congratulations to Moa.
If Moa pulls this,
yep.
I mean, her second was hard. Her second was tough.
Yeah.
But if she pulls this is not only the deadlift record, but the total record as well. She's already got the bench record.
You'd be a fool of epic proportions to bet against her doing anything other than absolutely superlative here. Let's just see what she's got.
Her second was tough, but she's going to give it everything she can. Can she lock it out? She's doing her best.
Oh! There it is. 3 white lights.
Look at that.
Goodness gracious me.
British champion.
Bethnal Green
British
weightlifting
bench record, British deadlift record, British total record. That is absolutely awesome. 445 Wilks.
Superb. Absolutely superb.
And she's taken that total record off Bobby Butters, which is no mean feat.
Suzanne Daniel.
However, we're not done.
We're not done.
We have an attempt on the deadlift record by Suzanne Daniel, and to be honest, her deadlifts have looked so easy.
Last lift of the day. The room's excited, we're excited. It's an attempt on the deadlift record. She didn't get her last one, but you reckon she was stronger, she just didn't get the position.
It wasn't a strength issue, was it? She just lost her balance a little bit. I think she's easily strong enough to take this.
Everyone in the room's rooting for this. Let's see how she goes.
It won't give her first place, but you know, a British record isn't too bad.
British record's a British record, whichever way you cut it. Drops and pulls and up. Yes.
She's absolutely got that. You know, that's got to take the sting at second place, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. Well, there it is. It caps a fantastic day lifting. Jo, thank you so much for all of your help today. You've been absolutely superlative. Thank you so much. And I hope we'll see you back tomorrow. Thank you to everyone from the farm powerlifting team who have put together fantastic spotting loading. Thank you to all the referees who give their time for nothing to help keep the sport alive. Thank you to Moulton College who've kept us all going here today. And thank you so much to all the lifters, all the people who support lifters, all the people who have been there when the lifters have needed whatever it is they might have needed. You've been absolutely fantastic. My name's George and we're Wide Up Media. It's been a privilege to live stream this today. We are signing off now and we will see you tomorrow at 10.